our top 10 candidates and their families. First for tonight, Taylor Baker and Connor Alshire. Taylor is the daughter of Jim and Julia Baker. Taylor is a four-time varsity dance team member and is currently the captain of the team. She is also a two-time UDA All-American dancer. She is a four-year varsity cheerleader and the captain of the cheer team. She attends Technique's Studio of Dance and has attended there for 8 years. Taylor is an active member of Student Council, National Honor Society, Key Club, and Ohio Model United Nations. Taylor plans to attend Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, and major in pre-medicine. Next is Connor Alshire. Connor is the son of Mark and Kathleen Alshire. He is a member of the National Honor Society, a 3-year varsity letter winner in basketball and track, and a varsity letter winner in baseball. He is a 3-year academic letter winner. He participates in the dual enrollment program through Ohio University, Zanesville. Connor plans to attend a university of his choice with an undergraduate major in chemistry and later attend medical school to become an interventional radiologist. Taylor Baker and Connor Alshire. Next for tonight is Jordan Kuhn and James Bryce Antle. Jordan is the daughter of Marnie Alshire and Denny Kuhn. She is a member of National Honor Society, Guernsey County Chamber of Commerce Youth Leadership Program, Student Council, Key Club, and the Suicide Prevention Team. Jordan is vice president of the Spanish Club and has been her secretary for the past 3 years. A 3-year letter winner in soccer and a 3-year academic letter winner. Future plans for Jordan are attending Vanderbilt University to major in pre-med and attend medical school to become a pediatrician. Next is Bryce Antle. Bryce is the son of Jim and Tracy Antle. Bryce plays Bobcat football and baseball. He enjoys being a teacher's aide for Mr. Windland during his free time at school. He has future plans to join the United States Air Force and one day to own his own insurance company or just maybe become President of the United States. Jordan Kuhn and James Bryce Antle. Next for tonight is Alexa Edwards and Kobe Berger. Alexa is the daughter of Bill and Missy Edwards. She has been a cheerleader for 4 years and is the senior co-captain of the cheer team. She has been a member of the varsity dance team for 4 years and serves as lieutenant of the dance team for her senior year. Alexa is a 3-year member of the National Honor Society and has been a dancer at Technique's Studio of Dance for 15 years. Alexa plans to attend Ohio University in Athens and become a nurse. Kobe is the son of Jody and Julie Berger and Lynn Bachman. He is a middle linebacker and offensive guard for the Bobcat football team. He plays baseball, participated in track and field for 1 year as a thrower. Kobe is also a member of the National Honor Society. Kobe's future plans are to attend Marietta College to study petroleum engineering. After graduation, he hopes to enjoy life while he can. Alexa Edwards and Kobe Berger. Next for tonight, Charlie Enley and Garrett Dostal. Charlie is the daughter of Rob Enley and Christina and Kevin Hodkinson. Charlie is a member of the National Honor Society, a 3-year academic letter winner. She is a 3-year letterman in basketball, track, and field. Charlie received a senatorial citation for being named an Eastern District All-Star in track, was named honorable mention in the ECOL and Second Team District 12 Award. She was a member of the Student Council for freshman and sophomore year and served on the prom committee. Charlie's future plans are to attend college to become a certified nurse practitioner and plans to run track or play basketball. She's excited for her adventure and thanks her mom and dad so much for their support. Thank you, senior class, for your experience, and go Cats! Next is Garrett. Garrett is the son of Les and Tanya Dostal. He is a member of the National Honor Society, a 4-year letterman for the varsity football team, and a member of the Cambridge High School track and field team. Garrett was a district, regional, and state qualifier in boys shot put and academic All-Ohio in track and field. Garrett's future plans are to pursue a college degree in engineering and continue to compete in track and field. Charlie Enley and Garrett Dostal. Next for tonight, Paige Enley and Riley Enley. Paige is the daughter of James and Lori Enley. Paige is a lieutenant of the high school dance team. She is a member of the varsity cheer team and is also a varsity track runner. Paige is their secretary of the student council and a member of the drama club and key club. Outside of school, she has danced at the Techniques Studio of Dance for the past 14 years. Paige plans to attend college and major in biology and further her education into the medical field to become a surgical oncologist. Riley is the son of Rob Enley and Christina and Kevin Hodkinson. Riley is a 2-year academic letter winner and 1-year letter winner in track, basketball, and tennis. Riley plans to attend college with an undecided major. He plans to continue track or play basketball while in college. Riley would like to thank his mom, dad, and everyone for their support. And go Cats! Paige Enley and Riley Enley. Next for tonight is Shaylin Phillips and Connor James Lepla. Shaylin is the daughter of Zach Phillips and Denise Urian. Shaylin is a member of Ohio Model United Nations and National Honor Society. She's a treasurer of the Spanish Club, secretary of Key Club, and a member of the Student Council and the Suicide Prevention Team. She plays soccer and is vice president of the senior class. Her future plans are to attend college, hopefully Clemson University, and major in psychology or minor in criminal justice. She would like to get rich, live large, and be happy. Next is Connor. Connor is a daughter of Tim Lepla and Leslie Lepla. Connor is a member of the National Honor Society and is an academic award winner. He is a past president of his class, National Honor Society treasurer, a member of the Suicide Prevention Coalition, and Ohio Model United Nations. He is a graduate of Guernsey County Youth Leadership and plays football, basketball, and baseball. Connor plans to attend college and major in sports engineering. Shaylin Phillips and Connor James Lepla. Next for tonight, Olivia Porter and Mason Long. Olivia is the daughter of Justin and Heather Porter. Olivia is a 3-year member of the National Honor Society and a 3-year academic letter winner. She is a 3-year varsity letter winner in tennis. She is a past member of the Student Council and Key Club. Stop by and see Olivia at Georgetown Vineyards, where she is currently a pizza artist and works there part-time. Olivia's future plans, including attending Muskingum University to major in engineering science. Next is Mason Long. Mason is the son of Steve and Angie Long. Mason is a member of the National Honor Society and the Suicide Prevention Coalition. He plays football and basketball and participated in tennis his freshman and sophomore years. Mason attends Christ Our Light Parish in Cambridge. He plans to continue his education at a university of his choice with an undecided major at this time. Olivia Porter and Mason Long. Next for tonight, Lily Ritz and Andrew Dominic Ray. Lily is the daughter of Kevin and Sally Ritz. She is a 3-year letterman in basketball, soccer, and track. Lily is a member of the National Honor Society. Her future plans are to continue her education at a 4-year college of her choice. She would like to pursue her basketball and track career while at college. Her major is undecided at this time. Andrew is the son of David and Diana Ray. Andrew is a member of the Cambridge High School Bobcat golf team. His future plans are to attend college and major in biology and minor in history. He would like to go to the medical school and play golf for a long, long, long time. Lily Ritz and Andrew Ray. Next for tonight, Ellie Sampson and Ben Stillions. Ellie is the daughter of Val Sampson. She is a member of the National Honor Society. Ellie participates in girls tennis. She is also employed at Georgetown Vineyards as a pizza artist. Her future plans are to attend college and study environmental science and botany. Ellie hopes to promote clean energy all around the globe and someday marry the smartest guy in the world. Ben is the son of Gary Stillions and Cindy Longcomer. Ben is a free safety for the Bobcat football team and runs cross-country meter and 800-meter in track. He is president of the National Honor Society. Ben's future plans are to attend college and study chemical engineering. Ellie Sampson and Ben Stillions. Next for
Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to high school football on ESPN Cambridge tonight. It is homecoming at McFarland Stadium. The Bobcats hosting longtime rival, the Zanesville Blue Devils. Bill Kafuri and Coach Mike Plaziak in the house spot for us tonight. Paul Eric, a beautiful fall night, Mike. I don't think you could ask for better weather for a ball game than what we got tonight.
Last day of September. This is more like football weather. The last couple of weeks have been what you'd expect midsummer, but boy, this is awesome.
It is a
great night for homecoming.
It is a great night. It's homecoming here. A lot of festivities going on, a lot of excitement in the air. We got two teams coming in that have played each other for a long time, off and on, but a rivalry that goes back decades. And both teams come in at 2-3, the first league game in the Scarlet Division of the East Central Ohio League between the Bobcats and the Blue Devils. And hard to believe, it's week 6 already.
Before long, we're going to be getting the round balls out and putting the oblong balls away.
I would imagine that you would come up with that conversation. You and PA have been talking
That's
basketball
right, we have
here
been.
all night already. But, both these teams have kind of had up and down seasons so far. The Bobcats coming off a tough shootout loss at Wheeling Park a week ago that game resembled a basketball score.
I'm sure. I tell you, it was impressive, though, that the Cats went down there on their home field and put up 34 points against a very good
55-34, something like that.
Against a very good Wheeling Park team.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those games where both teams had it going back and forth all night long, and certainly Wheeling Park playing at home, they just had a little bit better athletes at the end of the night and got the ball a couple more times.
I know you got a chance to see that game. I've heard a lot of good things about their quarterback. I think he's a Division I prospect.
He has already declared he's going to Toledo, and rightly so. He's got a big-time arm, and both Mike Stively, who did the game with me, we both said he's maybe the best I've ever seen in high school. He has all the tools. He's not a great runner, but, boy, he can manage the game. He's very disciplined in what he does, and he has got a gun. From one hash to the other, he can throw that deep out to the other sideline on a rope.
You have to be able to do that, too, to play big time. So.
You have to, but I don't think we're going to see anything quite like that athletically tonight, but we're probably going to see the ball in the air a lot.
I tell you what, Cooper Kearns, though, they have to be impressed with the progress that young man's made since the first week of the season. Over 300 yards last week, one of the best passing performances in the last several years.
Certainly his best. I think he ran for a touchdown, threw for 4 touchdowns. An excellent game for him and an opportunity for, like you said, for him to gain a lot of confidence and come out and now start to really believe that he can command the offense the way he should.
A couple weeks ago, I think you and I had the Carrollton game here, and we saw signs of him kind of coming out of it that time. And, boy, we hope for just that improvement to continue because big things ahead for him.
It is homecoming here tonight. They have all of the King and Queen candidates lined up on the field, and moving forward now. They're going to name the King and Queen, and I'd like to congratulate all the candidates here tonight. You'll be able to see the rebroadcast of the game later on yourradioplace.com at YRP at 11 o'clock. So if you want to see all the festivities here in the pregame and the ball game itself, you'll be able to tune in live as they announce tonight's king. That is going to be Connor Lepla. Congratulations to Connor, who happens to be a wide receiver defensive lineman for the Bobcats. That's a unique combination, wide receiver defensive lineman.
Exactly. In fact, he was our player of the game, I believe, against Carrollton a couple of weeks ago.
He has been coming on. A guy that's played a lot of basketball, but a long line of Leplas that have played for the Bobcats over the years.
He's the first baseman in the baseball team also.
And the queen is Claire Welsh. So the king and queen named here at McFarland Stadium for the Bobcat royalty here. And we wish them the best tonight. Queen Claire Welsh and the king Connor Lepla. We're going to step out on our pregame, brought to you tonight by ABC Technical Services. They offer a full line of computer services to keep your PC running great. Check them out at yourradioplace.com or call them at 740-432-5605. We'll be back right after this.
ABC Sports presents Cambridge High School Bobcat Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Whitesides of Cambridge, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, ABC Technical Services, and Doan Ford. At Whitesides of Cambridge, it's all about relationships. Sure, they want to sell you a car, but they also want to earn your business. The people at Whitesides of Cambridge are professionals and never stop training to stay on top of the latest in automotive developments. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Plus, every new Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in stock is priced at factory invoice or less, plus all eligible incentives and rebates. It pays to drive to Whitesides of Cambridge. Visit them online at whitesidesofcambridge.com.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
We would like to welcome the Blue Devils to McFarland Stadium.
Back in McFarland Stadium, pregame continues here. Our ABC Technical Services pregame as the Bobcats hosting the Zanesville Blue Devils. It is homecoming, and they have just announced the king and queen, Claire Welsh, the queen for 2017, and for the Bobcats, Connor Lepla. And we congratulate them once again. Beautiful night, a little breezy on the field, and PA was down there prior to the game. A nice dry field. We haven't had rain, it seems like, in weeks, but there is a steady breeze out of the west.
You can tell it's kind of getting a little late in the season too, starting to show some wear and tear on the field that wasn't there early on.
One of the few grass fields still around the area. Most people have gone to field turf by now. But
it would be nice. Those are nice.
It is nice. It'll be a fast track tonight, though, because I don't think grass has grown in a couple weeks. At least mine hasn't.
We've not had any rain for what, 2 to 3 weeks, and from the weather forecast, it may be 2 more weeks before we get any.
Yeah, so the rain may not be a factor, but for teams that like to throw the ball, the wind certainly might be. And there are flags at the top of the goalpost. They're not blowing, but the American flag, Old Glory, down at the east end of the stadium, it's blowing pretty good, and that's a big flag. Takes a little breeze to get it going.
You talked about liking to throw the ball. Zanesville's kind of an unknown quantity, but from the lineup, looks like they're pretty much all wide receivers, so we would look for them to kind of throw it around also.
Well, and what team hasn't, other than Coshocton? We saw them a couple of weeks ago, still running a wing team, but everybody else has gone to the one back set, the no back set, the 5 wide receiver set, and airing it out.
That's what you see. You turn on college football, and that's all you see on Saturdays. But the wing tee, John Kelly brought that to Coshocton years ago, and it's held on.
Well, and there, those schools that do it well and continue to do it, and those ones that are, you're trying to find an offense that fits your personnel. And when you're running, you don't have to have a lot of big guys, it seems like, to be able to throw the ball. And certainly Cambridge doesn't have a lot of big guys on their team, but they have a lot of kids that are pretty quick and have good hands.
Probably one of the smaller groups of kids that they've had here at Cambridge as far as their skill positions are concerned. But like you said, they can run, catch. And the one time I had a chance to see them play, I was kind of impressed with their athleticism.
Yeah, well, and when you talk about the athleticism, it certainly starts with quarterback Cooper Kearns. He's thrown for just less than 1,000 yards, and almost half of those coming last week, 828 at this point in the season. A little over 50% completion percentage there, and his leading receiver, Trent Valentine, 27 catches for 425 yards and 5 touchdowns. As the Bobcats have accounted for 9 touchdowns on the season and 8 interceptions, 9 interceptions as a team. So about 50-50 on the interception touchdowns. But as you said, the last couple of weeks, the Cats have been trending up a little bit. And we'll see what tonight is. The Blue Devils aren't the Blue Devils that we've seen from years past that roll into the postseason play.
They're kind of an unknown quantity, Bill, just looking at their schedule. They opened with a win against Newark, and then they had a 3-game losing streak against Granville, Tri-Valley, who's really the only one that's familiar with us in the area, and they have a fine program at Tri-Valley. And then he lost week 4 at Canfield South Range. And then last week they came back with a big win at Miami Trace, knocking them off 41-0. So kind of unknown. They've been a little spotty, a little unpredictable, but if looks at that schedule, if they get frequent flyer miles, they're in good shape.
Cambridge's wins coming against Coshocton and Carrollton, but then losing their season opener against Indian Creek, who we know is a pretty tough team here. That's a tough team, and they've gone on to win the majority of their games. And then, of course, last week against Wheeling Park. So the Cats have, they've beaten probably who they should be.
Right. They played a tough schedule. You're right. The 2 wins, Coshocton, Carrollton, neither team extremely strong, but yet those are games you expect to win, and they were able to get those.
Bobcats hosting the Blue Devils tonight, both teams at 2-3, and we expect it to be a night where there's a lot of offense, I think. With the squads getting smaller on most of the teams these days, a lot of guys playing both ways, and as the game wears on, you just get worn out. Injuries can decimate a team. I talked to a couple of the Zanesville coaches before the game, and they've had to go to some backups at many positions because of injuries, and certainly you got to be lucky if you make it through a season without having to get to a lot of your depth.
Well, as you mentioned, we're week 6, so you expect to have some injuries at this time of year, and a lot of times your success from here on out depends on how deep you are and how good your substitutes.
It is week 6, and certainly playoff conversations. If either one of these teams could win out, they should probably be thinking about playoffs, but it's going to be a tough road for either one with Dover and New Philly on down the road for both of these schools.
Exactly, yeah, they pretty much play the same schedule here on out because, as you said, this is the first ECOL contest for both schools. The only difference being, of course, Cambridge will finish the year with Meadowbrook, who is in the smaller division of the ECOL. and Cambridge or Zanesville doesn't play any teams in that division.
The Colts trying to work their way into some postseason conversation as well. Pregame will wind up here when we come back right after these messages.
At Whitesides of Cambridge, it's all about relationships. Sure, they want to sell you a car, but they also want to earn your business. The people at Whitesides of Cambridge are professionals and never stop training to stay on top of the latest in automotive developments. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Plus, every new Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in stock is priced at factory invoice or less, plus all eligible incentives and rebates. It pays to drive to Whitesides of Cambridge. Visit them online at whitesidedsofcambridge.com.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Entering their College Stadium at this time, the Blue Devils from Zanesville High School.
I'm ready. Okay. That's all right. That's all right. I was talking to somebody beside me and didn't realize you would misinterpret what I said. That's okay. We'll have a lot of commercials out of the way and we'll be good. Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. It is week 6 of the regular season and homecoming here for the Bobcats as they host the Blue Devils 2-3. Both teams' records tonight as the Blue Devils have taken the field. They're in their road white tops, black pants, and white helmets. The Bobcats, the home team tonight, celebrating homecoming. And if you're wondering, hadn't tuned in till now who the King and Queen are, pregame festivities. And they announced the Queen, Claire Welsh, and the King, Connor Lepler. Congratulations to them. Pretty good sized crowd tonight for week 6. And, you know, we get what you get sometimes when you have two teams that are 2-3. But homecoming brings a lot of people back to town, and a rivalry does that as well, Mike.
It does. And speaking of that, Cambridge came out on top last year over at Zanesville, 41-14. So maybe a little revenge on the mind of the Blue Devils coming in here this evening. But a little disappointing looking across there, not seeing much of a crowd though on the opposing side.
It's all royal blue and white actually. So you take your pick who's on which side. But there might be a few people on the home
here.
side
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Try to get a little higher.
Yeah. Be able to see a little bit better, but the scoreboard clock is in order tonight. The last home game for the Bobcats, they had some difficulties with that, so we'll be able to keep you updated on score and time more accurately tonight as the Bobcats getting ready to take the field as well as we prepare here. Our pregame brought to you tonight by AVC Technical Services, offering a full range of computer services to keep your PC up and running. If you're having problems, give them a call at 740-432-5605. Keys to the game tonight. Coach, what do you think?
Not knowing exactly what kind of team that Zanesville actually has, I'd say turnovers are going to be huge tonight. Cambridge, I know last time I got a chance to see them play, were very successful moving the football. They were their own worst enemies that night, though, throwing a couple interceptions, a couple turnovers, or a couple fumbles. So I'd say the team that wins the turnover battle will have a real good chance to win this game tonight.
And, those mistakes, penalties, turnovers, those kinds of things can kill you at any level, but certainly at the high school level where it's a little bit tougher to come from behind there. As the Cats prepare to take the field, they'll be dressed tonight in their black pants with blue tops and white helmets, so try not to get confused here with the two teams being pretty similar in colors. They're almost wearing the reverse uniforms of what they wear on the road.
And I don't know, Bill, if any penalties are in line right here, but I know that the Bobcats are a little late getting out onto the field.
Yeah, officials in Zanesville have been waiting, and the Cats still have huddled down at the far end waiting to take the field. I haven't seen a flag, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be one automatically assessed here for delay of game to start things out. And here they come. As the Cats take the field. Beautiful night for football. The sun is low enough now that there is no sun factor on the field. We can see the scoreboard clearly, which a lot of times that earlier in the season that sun shines on that scoreboard from the west. You can't see the numbers. But tonight that's not a factor as the Bobcats hope to run their record to 500 with a win tonight against the Blue Devils. We neglected to pay attention. We got a press box full of about 15 to 20 people up here, and there's not one person that noticed the coin flip before the game, so we can't tell you until the teams come out here actually who won the coin flip, and it looks like they're going to go do it right now.
I'd say everybody was focused on the pregame homecoming activities taking place down on the track.
They snuck it in on us. And it may very well be because the Bobcats, all four of their captains were involved in homecoming as candidates there. And so now both the team's captains are walking to midfield. As we did the game last week, usually in Ohio high school, the coin flip takes place about 20 minutes before the game. So when you head into the locker room, you have that knowledge already of whether you're on offense or defense, and you can do a little last-minute preparation there. The last week, as they played in West Virginia, there were a few different rules, and one of them was that they did the coin flip just prior to the kickoff, and you didn't know until they flipped the coin in the air, and that's when you had the idea whether you're going to be on offense or defense.
Looking at you, I'm thinking maybe a couple of those officials look familiar to me. I think they're from the Weirton board, so maybe they still think they're in West Virginia and they're going to operate under West Virginia rules.
That could be the case for the Bobcats. Their captains out there, Kobe Berger, Garrett Dostal, Alex Valentine, and Connor Lepla, who's, I guess we got to call him King Connor tonight.
King Connor.
Crowned the king, and the Bobcats have won the toss. And they want the football. So the Bobcat offense is going to be on the field first tonight. And they will be going from west to east. Let's take a look real quickly here at that Bobcat offense led by quarterback Cooper Kearns, 5'9", 160-pound junior across the front. Kobe Berger at the left tackle, Garrett Dostal, Mason Ogle, Hunter Sofka, and Cooper Conte filling in for the injured Thomas Arnold at the right tackle spot. Wide receivers tonight, and there'll be a bunch of them running in out of the game tonight. Trent Valentine leading the Bobcats, brother Alex Valentine and Connor Lepla. The next two in line for receptions, Ben Stillions, the number 4 wide receiver for the Bobcats, and you'll see a lot of other numbers running in and out there for the night for the Bobcats. Aaron Johnson will be another one that you'll see, as well as senior Connor Elshire. In the backfield, Logan Tuttle has been getting the majority of carries for the Bobcats. Not a big guy. Tuttle comes in at 5'7", 145, but he's been a pretty good workhorse for the Bobcats.
A chance I got to see him play. I tell you, he is a tough kid. Plays both ways. Hard to bring down. Deceptive speed.
Blue Devil defense, they like to play a 4-man front. Russell Harris, Shah Lahudi, Devontae Davis, and Will Gerald. They go from 200 pounds to 284. In the middle of that front line. Then J.C. Curtis, their leading tackler in the middle, along with Decker Davis and Blaze Taylor. And the deep backs, Donovan Stewart, Jordan Abram, Jonathan Lee, Zamari Matthews, and Slade Norris. On the kickoff for the Blue Devils, Gabe Dolan. All of our kickoffs brought to you by WB Green Insurance, a hometown agency that cares about your insurance concerns. And Dolan has it teed up on the right hash. Tuttle and Valentine back deep, and this is going to make it back to Tuttle at the 12-yard line. Far hash mark takes it up the sideline, 15, 20, out across the 20, and now out across the 30 before he's finally tagged down around the 32-yard line. So pretty good field position for the Bobcat as they have the initial possession of the night. Gage Barnett on the tackle for the Blue Devils. Officially, the Cats will start at their 32, left hash of the field. And they'll come on from the sideline with the play in mind and line up and go. Alshire, wide left, along with Trent Valentine in the slot, Alex Valentine in the slot to the right, and Lepla wide to the right. In the backfield in a shotgun set, Kearns along with Tuttle. And the handoff, Tuttle to the left side, gets to the corner, turns it up, and a flag comes in right at the spot of the tackle, and that's either a face mask or a hold. And I got to believe might be a hold on the Bobcats. Indeed, that is the preliminary call.
Not the way you want to start the game. Also looked like there might have been a little motion there in the backfield prior to the snap.
I think the Bobcats would have rather had the motion penalty. So the Cats start the initial drive of the game with a penalty. That's going to back them up 10. And you know, as a former coach, anytime there's something that breaks the routine of your schedule as a coach, you get concerned. And homecoming is probably in the back of a coach's mind maybe a nightmare.
It is.
First down and 20 for the Bobcats. Quick pass out in the right flat, completed to Alex Valentine, makes a cut up the field across the 25 near the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. Got back most of that penalty yardage. And the tackle made by Andrew Everson. The Bobcats will face second down. I call it 14 or so. That's just a long run play with that quick swing pass. But it certainly forces the Bobcats' hand here on their own 29-yard line. They'll spread the field three wides to the left. Lepla, one-on-one coverage to the right. Kearns takes the snap, fakes it inside. Now he'll keep it, spin off of one tackler, get it out to the 30-yard line, but he's going to be stopped on his forward progress there. Finally spun down for Russell Harris on the stop for the Blue Devils. Only a gain of a couple on the play. They'll give him actually about 4. And it's going to be 3rd and 11 in Cambridge's first possession of the night. Early first period. Supposed to get a little nippy as the game goes on. So maybe by that fourth quarter, you'll see a lot of people putting on some coats. Short sleeve weather right now. Tuttle back to pass, rolling to his right, flips it out in the right flat, and that is completed just short of the 40-yard line to Connor Lepla. He didn't get quite enough to get the first down. He needed to get a little further down the field. He'll be shy by about 4 or 5 yards. So the Bobcats penalty really ends up killing them there, and Andrew Everson on the stop, and Cambridge will show punt formation. We've seen him fake this punt a couple of times. Cody Moore, the backup quarterback, is the up back, and he's run that punt fake a couple of times tonight, or this year, I should say, successfully.
Bill, that's a nice job by Connor Lepla on that reception to get both feet in bounds before he was pushed out.
Back deep, Slade Norris standing his own 35. Connor Alshire steps into it, forces Norris backwards. He'll catch it going backwards at the 25-yard line, be spun around by one Bobcat defender, and then finally Alex Valentine there to catch up to him and rack him up about the 16 or 17-yard line. Pretty good coverage by the Bobcats as the Blue Devils take over for the first time tonight.
Nice play there by Valentine, because after Norris got spun out and was able to keep his feet, if he could have got to the right side there, it looked like a pretty good wall was set up.
So the Blue Devils come out with Ben Everson at the quarterback. He'll throw to brother Andrew Everson, Blaze Taylor, Robbie Bruce, and Andrew Church on the outside in a 4-wide set. Kane Martin, the main running back in the offense. He will line up in a pistol set behind Everson on this first down play. 1st and 10 from the Blue Devils 17-yard line. Kane in motion. Quick pass to him out in the right flat, and the flag comes in quickly as Martin picks it up. He'll break the sideline, up the sideline, and may take it all the way. Only one man for the Bobcats can catch him, and he does. Nice tackle from behind by the Bobcats. Trayvon Jeffrey as he ran down Martin, but there is a flag right in the middle of that line, and this one's probably coming back. Bobcats saw a lot of big plays a week ago against Wheeling Park that when their backs broke it into the clear like that, nobody caught them. And it does look like this is going to be right at the line of scrimmage.
We have a chop
They got everybody walking back.
On the offense.
And that is going to be a penalty on the Blue Devils. So negate the big play that certainly was going to change the complexion of this game early.
I didn't catch the call. Did you catch the call on it, Bill?
I thought it was a hold, and they actually gave a number 71. And then on that offensive line, that's Caden Mayle. Christian Flagel, the right guard. But that's going to back it all the way up to about the 8-yard line. So about a 10-yard walk-off there. So both teams start their first drive with a penalty.
The difference there, though, it took away about a 75-yard gain for the Blue Devils.
Now the Blue Devils come out. They'll go 3 wides. Slot to the right side. And again, Martin in that pistol formation. Everson calls for it, hands it to Martin straight ahead. Makes a cut. Gets out across the 10-yard line and pushes the pile forward to about the 12-yard line. Short gain on the play. Preston Daniels on the stop for the Bobcats, as he has gotten a lot more playing time in that front 4 for the Cats. And we call on the name of Trayvon Jeffrey a lot now as he's worked his name in. Second down, 15 for the Blue Devils. 2 wide to the right. Back to pass Everson. He'll roll that way. Pump it down the middle. Has a man wide open and overthrew his intended receiver, Blaze Taylor. That's 6 points if he just puts a hair more air under that, because he had broken wide open on that post pattern.
Might be a little inexperience on Everson's part that time. Just being a sophomore, right? You're right. Little air under the ball. Let him run to it. That's 6 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Ben Everson, 5'11", 161-pound sophomore. But
watch him warm up. Yeah, no bigger than he is. Looks like he's got a pretty good arm.
That one was thrown pretty well, but on the line. 3 wide to the left this time, or actually 2 each way, as it's 3rd and long for the Blue Devils. Now motion across the field. Andrew Everson come to left. He'll take the pass out in the left flat and try to split defenders at the 20, but that's as far as he'll get. As Tuttle and Valentine on the stop defensively for the Bobcats, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Blue Devils. Back inside the 20-yard line, ball about the 19.5. 8:36 left here in the first period, no score. And on the punt for the Blue Devils is Derek Gibbons. Back deep for the Bobcats at number 11. That's Trent Valentine standing at about his own 40.
Barring a mistake here, Bill, the Bobcats should have pretty good field position to start their second drive.
Gibbons, a left footer, barely got that one off. It's going to come up short. Fair catch called for by Valentine, and he'll have it inside Blue Devil territory. They'll mark him at the 46-yard line, so you are indeed correct. Bobcats made out on that exchange. 8:08 left here in the first period, and our Ford Tire and Service scoreboard update 0-0. That's Ford Tire and Service at 424 Steubenville Avenue.
Smart play made that time by Trent Valentine. You always tell those receivers, if at all possible, you've got to make that catch and don't allow the ball to hit the ground.
Yeah, that saves you a lot of field position. And here the Bobcats nearly in 4-down territory. They'll come out. 2 wide receivers to the right, tight end into the game this time for the Cats. And across the field in motion goes Trent Valentine. Rolling that way is Tuttle. Looking down the field, fires it down there. That is picked off on the tip pass intended for Alex Valentine. Picked off by Norris. He's bringing it back out across the 20, 25 into the 30. That ball overthrown is actually Cooper Kearns rolling to his left. Really never got his shoulders square down the field and tried to go deep. And just like that, the Bobcats turn it right back over.
I think his initial look was to Trent Valentine out in the flat, who was pretty well covered, and probably should have thrown that to the sideline.
Well, the Blue Devils will get it right back on offense. 7:54 left here. They'll improve their field position out to their 33. And the Bobcat defense, after a one-play reprieve, back at the line of scrimmage. Everson in a, well, they got to bring an extra guy on the field. It will be a 5-receiver set here, as Everson has 3 to his right, and now a timeout by the Blue Devils as they came out of the sideline break there short-handed, and they're going to take a timeout. We'll take it as well. 0-0 our score. First period of action. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Cambridge Bobcats would like to thank the following businesses for feeding the team prior to the game: Theo's Restaurant, The Alps, Central Station Ale, The Forum, Prince's Family Restaurant, Great Stone, Poppy's Grill, Trinity Baptist Church.
Back at McFarland Stadium, first period of action. 7:54 remain, and it's 0-0. The Blue Devils take over for their second possession. The Cats an INT on their second possession of the ball. Slade Norris came up with a errant pass, tip pass actually, and now again that 5-wide set for Everson. He'll take the snap, look quickly to his right. That ball tipped up in the air at the line of scrimmage. Connor Lepla got his hands up, and that one will fall to the turf harmlessly, but it hung in the air long enough for somebody to try to make a play.
About back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah, just about.
Nice job by Lepla getting his hands up that time.
They had 3 receivers, and they just kind of bunched them together on the right side and tried to quickly hit one of them. So it is 2nd and 10. Blue Devils, ball dead in the middle of the field. Norris and Church wide to the left, 3 wides once again to the right for the Blue Devils. Cat showing blitz, and here they come. Everson flushed down the pocket. He'll throw it quickly. I don't think he wanted to, as Kobe Berger was coming to lower the hammer. And he forced Everson to get rid of that before he wanted to. Trent Valentine in pretty good coverage out there, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. You know, the end result, Mike, of all of these incomplete passes is
we could be here for a long time.
We're going to be here a long time.
Because it looks like both teams are going to be pretty satisfied to put the ball in the air about on every play.
Martin back into the game. At a running back.
The score is 0-0.
And the scoreboard inadvertently put up a 6. And the official on the field had to confirm that it's just 0-0.
He was all over that, wasn't
he? He was. Even though he had his back to it. Doing everything to the scoreboard except changing that score. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. Got the yard line right as the 33. And contrary to popular belief, we don't have anything to do with any of that other stuff. Now we're ready to go. 3 wide to left. Martin in the backfield. Bobcats again showing blitz. Back to pass. Pass middle screen is completed. That's to Taylor. And he'll have it out across the 40-yard line. Still on his feet. Breaks tackles to the 50. Down the sideline. Is going to break free and go in untouched by the Bobcats. That is a 67-yard screen play. And I see no penalties on the field. As Blaze Taylor. Yeah, that scoreboard might have been a foreshadowing, huh?
Exactly. They were actually didn't need to take it off, did they? Nice move made by Taylor. They looked like the Cats had it fairly well defended. He broke a tackle right in the middle. But once he got it to the outside, used his speed, nobody was even close.
So Blaze Taylor puts the Blue Devils on top 6-0. And the extra point attempt by Gabe Dolan forthcoming. Dolan, a 5'8" sophomore. Hold is down, and he got it up. A little bit squibbly, but it went through. And it is 7-0 Blue Devils. We'll be back right after this.
Blue Devils 7, Bobcats 0.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 7-0 Blue Devils. Your Ford Tire and Service scoreboard update. 67-yard pass on a 3rd and long. Ben Everson finding Blaze Taylor. A short pass across the middle, but Taylor did it all with his legs as he weaved through the entire Bobcat defense and found his way to the end zone. I want to remind our listeners tonight, we were unable to live stream tonight's game, but you will be able to see the video in its entirety later as we are recording it.
Bill, was a good play call that time by the Blue Devils. They had that little swing pass set up to Martin like they broke on the very first play of the game. I think that's what the Bobcats were expecting.
Dolan on again for our WB Green. Kickoff, kicks it deep to Trent Valentine. He makes an over-the-shoulder grab and brings it all the way out across the 25 to about the 26. So the Bobcats see if they can get something started. A penalty set them back on their initial drive, and then an interception. Decker Davis on the stop defensively. They need to get some consistency here.
Control the ball a little bit. They gave it away way too quick the last
7:18 of the first period. This is the 3rd possession for the Bobcats.
We could be here till midnight tonight.
They will start from the 26-yard line.
We got Mr. Eric yawning here already, Bill.
It is past his bedtime. Street lights just came on. 1st and 10 for the Cats. 3 wide to the right. 1 split wide to the left. Tuttle swings to the right. They'll run the option that way. Pitch out to Tuttle. He'll make the break up the field across the 25, just shy of the 30-yard line. Zamari Matthews on the stop, gain of about 3. Cats will face 2nd and 7.
4 yards to the play. 2nd down, 6.
Good night for football. Cats actually, as the wind blows, they have the wind with them during this first period of play. And you kind of noticed that a little bit in the kicking, especially those punts that we've seen so far, that the ball traveling pretty good from west to east. From the right hash, the Cats put 3 wide to the left here, 2nd and long. And on the read, ball tipped up in the air. It's loose and picked off by the Blue Devils. Pulled down there by Zamari Matthews as that ball tipped up in the air at the line of scrimmage. The Cats tried to run the read option play, and Kearns pulled the ball out, tried to fire it into the slot, and another Blue Devil interception is going to set them all up down at the 10-yard line. Kobe Berger got the stop, but boy, 2 big defensive plays for the Blue Devils, and they are in action here again in the Bobcat red zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Cambridge 10-yard line. And the Blue Devils hustle onto the field, and they'll bring in their jumbo set. They got offensive linemen in the backfield, unbalanced line to the left. They'll direct snap it to Martin. He'll take it off the right side and gain a yard or 2. So they're saying it is actually 2nd and goal as the possession started inside the 10-yard line. Connor Lepla on the stop. And again, the Blue Devils right to the line of scrimmage. Just the old wing tee. Again, Martin direct snap off the left side. And he'll get very little, if anything, right into the teeth of that Bobcat defense. Trent Valentine, along with Lepla and Kobe Berger in there on that stop. This is quite a shift from the offense that we've seen them run the first part of the game.
Evidently something they've shown before, because it looks like the Bobcats were ready for that offensive
Now
set.
they run in a couple of receivers and Everson at the quarterback spot, and they'll spread the field.
This would be huge if the Bobcats could hold them to a field goal.
3rd and goal, 2 wide to the right. Martin in the backfield, offset to the left of Everson. And the Blue Devils are going to have to burn another timeout. They did not like that play call. And so with 5:29 left here in the opening period, we'll take the timeout as well. Zanesville on top 7-0 and banging on the door for more. We'll be back right after this. Back in McFarland Stadium, Blue Devil timeout. Their second of this first half, and they'll come off the sideline again in that spread formation. 2 wide to the left. It'll be a direct snap to Ben Everson. Now he puts a man in motion. He'll take that snap, flip it out into the flat. That is completed out there to Kane Martin. Spins off of one tackler, but not the rest of them as the Bobcats hustle over there. A lot of good pursuit there. Finally coming up with a stop, Kobe Berger. Looked like Trent Valentine or maybe Tuttle came up there and forced Martin a little bit further to the outside. And now it looks like the Blue Devils will settle for a field goal attempt. And Derek Gibbons will come in, and actually this is Dolan. Gabe Dolan from the left hash. The ball placed at the 17 or 12-yard line. That is a 22-yard attempt. Good snap, and it is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So a 22-yard field goal by the Blue Devils stands up, making it now 10-0. Blue Devils over top of the Bobcats, and I think the Cats have to be happy, Mike, that they came out of there with just giving up 3.
Yeah, they started first and goal just inside the 10-yard line and only gave up like 4 yards in 3 plays. So they have to be happy that they came out of that with just a 3. It could have been a lot worse. But they need to get the ball here and sustain a drive.
So the sophomore Gabe Dolan extends the lead. And the Blue Devils lead at 10-0. Your Ford Tire and Service scoreboard update. Back-to-back scores by the Blue Devils here. Both of them coming off of Bobcat turnovers. 2 interceptions on 2 balls that were both tipped.
We mentioned before the game started, we thought the team that would win the turnover battle might have a really good chance to win this football game. And so far,
the Blue Devils have been that team.
They have been.
Dolan getting a workout here early in this first quarter. 4:43 remains in the first quarter, and Dolan kicking off again for the 3rd time. Back deep for the Bobcats, Tuttle and Trent Valentine. Dolan, our WB Green kickoff again from the right hash. High end over end. Going to find Tuttle down around the 10-yard line. He'll haul it in, get in behind his line. Cut it up the field across the 15 and out to the 20, where he gets cut down pretty quickly. So the Bobcats with their worst field position of this first period in their 4th possession. Jamal Wiggins there to knock Tuttle down, and with 4:37 left on the clock, Cats with their 4th try down 10-0.
First and 10 for Cambridge at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's important, even from a momentum and a morale standpoint, that you put together at least a few first downs here.
Control the football. Yeah, it's been pretty much in Zanesville's hands this whole first quarter.
Yeah, the Bobcats have only run 5 offensive plays. Hand off straight ahead. Tuttle breaks it to the outside, has the corner out to the 25, makes another move, and gets close to the 30-yard line before he steps out of bounds. J.C. Curtis chased him down there. Cats able to kind of seal everybody to the inside. I think that play was designed to go off tackle, but Tuttle's just kind of a scat back. He didn't see anything between the tackles.
He made a really nice move to get 8 yards out of there. Like you said, appeared like he wasn't going to get anything.
2nd down, a long yard for the Cats here. 4.5 left in the opening period. Alshire and Trent Valentine split to the left. Lepla and Alex Valentine to the right. Hand off Tuttle going to the left side. Laterally, Plant spins, and he'll lose yardage here. That play was going nowhere, as there was nowhere for Tuttle to go laterally, and he had to make a little quicker cut to get up the field. He's going to lose a couple yards there.
Plus 2 yards in the play.
So it's 3rd down. And along 3 now, Russell Harris on the stop for the Blue Devils at the defensive end spot there. Harris, 6'2", 250-pound defensive end. The Cats now at 3rd and 3, maybe a passing situation as they put 4 wides out. Kearns and Tuttle in the backfield. Kearns will roll to his right, look out in the flat, and now tuck it and run. He'll get the first down and more across the 30, 35, 40. Breaks loose at midfield and run out of bounds in Blue Devil territory. So Cooper Kern, leading ground gainer for the Bobcats, gets him a first down, their first of the evening, and moves the ball into Blue Devil territory down around the 41-yard line. Gage Barnett, the last man to have a shot at him, Kearns scored on a similar play at Wheeling Park a week ago.
Kearns showed good quickness that time. Nothing out in the right flat. And I tell you, he put his foot down and he made that cut. Showed real good quickness.
1st and 10. Bobcats at the Blue Devil 41, trailing 10-0. Tuttle off the left side, breaks it to the outside. He's got good yards. Down inside the 40, takes it inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. The Bobcats have found a spot where they've gotten some success now off that left side.
2nd down and 1.
Jordan Abram on the stop defensively. Not until Tuttle picks up about 9. This is the kind of drive you and I were saying. The Bobcats needed to gain some confidence here, and they've kept it on the ground for the most part.
Well, the thing that's hurt them so far has been those 2 interceptions. Both those were on tip balls.
2 wide to the right. Give inside again. Tuttle between the tackles, dives forward. That should be enough for the 1st down. And that'll move it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Will Gerald's on the stop for the Blue Devils. 2:50 and counting left here in the opening period. 10-0 Blue Devils off of 2 Bobcat interceptions, or 2 Blue Devil interceptions, I should say. Zamari Matthews had 1, and Slade Norris the other. 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 29 of the Blue Devils. 3 wide set. And now the Bobcats will burn an early timeout in the first period, down 10-0. We'll take it as well. Blue Devils on top by 10. We'll be back right after this. Back at McFarland Stadium, the Blue Devils have used 2 first quarter timeouts. The Bobcats now have burned 1, and they face a 1st and 10 from the Zanesville 29-yard line. 2 wide to the right. Kearns in the backfield with Tuttle. Now puts Trent Valentine in motion, fakes it to him, hands it off to Tuttle straight ahead, who lowers his shoulder and follows his blockers inside the 25-yard line to about the 24. So give him about 5 on that 1st down carry. As Tuttle just ran hard that time, lowered his shoulder till he ran into Donovan Stewart, defensive back for the Blue Devils. Certainly 4 down territory here for the Bobcats, down 10-0 here in the first period.
Tuttle showing good strength that time for a young man. It's only listed at 145.
Lepla, Trent and Alex Valentine wide to the right, Anel to the left. Quarterback draw by Kearns, and he didn't fool the defensive line that time for the Blue Devils. That time, number 25 for the Blue Devils, Decker Davis, was in there before Kearns could get under track. And I think Kearns are going to give him a yard, and that's being gracious, but he got snuffed out pretty quickly that time. 3rd and 4 for the Cats, and they've done this entire drive on the ground.
It's
I don't
good.
think they've thrown it once.
They don't have a chance to throw interceptions if you can keep it on the ground. That's what's hurt them.
2 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Back to pass. Kearns looked to his left, now flushed out to the right, looks out in the flat, fires it out there, and that is completed. Trent Valentine went down to his knees to haul it in at the 15, and that's going to move the sticks. Andrew Everson there, but Kearns was under a little bit of pressure, and he tried to go to Valentine early, and he fell down in his route, got back up, found an open spot, and that'll be another 1st down for the Cats. Their first completion in this possession. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line in the final minute of this opening period.
Good job by Kearns that time, kind of extending the play, using his feet to give Valentine a chance to get up and get open.
Kearns straight ahead to Tuttle, and he slips his way down close to the 10-yard line, a gain of about 5 there. Tuttle doesn't need much space, and he's pretty quick into the hole.
Quick.
Abram on the stop for the defense, and 26 and counting on the clock. And as they start the play clock, the Bobcats may not run a play here as the clocks wind down. 10-0. Blue Devils on top here indeed as the Cats will let the clock run out to end the first period and switch ends of the field down by 10. We'll be back with second period action right after this.
End of the first quarter, Zanesville 10, Cambridge 0.
At Whitesides of Cambridge, it's all about relationships. Sure, they want to sell you a car, but they also want to earn your business. The people at Whitesides of Cambridge are professionals and never stop training to stay on top of the latest in automotive developments. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Plus, every new Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in stock is priced at factory invoice or less, plus all eligible incentives and rebates. It pays to drive to Whitesides of Cambridge. Visit them online at whitesidesofcambridge.com.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Out of that quarter break, Cats come out 3 wide to the left. Kearns in the backfield with Tuttle. And he right Tuttle in, keeps it himself, breaks it to the 10 to the 5, and inside the 5, Kearns looked like he was going to score on that play. Gage, Barnett, and Jordan Abram able to cut him down just short of the goal line down at the 3-yard line. That was the 10th play of this drive that started back at the Cambridge 25-yard line. Pretty impressive drive so far tonight,
It
Mike.
has been good run fake that time to Tuttle.
Well, he held it on his belly for a long time. And that's a run, pass, keep fake. As he sees the receiver open, he'll pull it and throw it. The Cats quickly out of the huddle. They'll run the toss sweep. Tuttle to the near side, cuts it up to the 5-4-3, getting into the end zone. Bobcats on the scoreboard. He made a nice cut there. There were 2 defenders to the outside. He had nothing there. So Tuttle from 3 yards out, and the Bobcats get on the board finally tonight at the beginning of this second period.
Bill, that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there. That's what the Bobcats need to get back into this football game.
On for the extra point attempt, Elliott Kirby. As Kearns on the hold. High snap, gets it on the tee, and Kirby's kick is up and good. And that makes it 10-7 as the Bobcats cut into that Blue Devil lead. And we will be back with more Bobcat football action on ESPN Cambridge right after this.
Cambridge 7.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 10-7, your Ford Tire and Service scoreboard update. Bobcats a 11 play, 75-yard drive. Logan Tuttle getting the last 3 before he hits pay dirt. About as effective a drive and certainly as well running the ball as we've seen Cambridge most of the year there.
Those 2 backs are not very big, but I tell you, they show extreme quickness and agility on that drive right there.
Tuttle and Kearns both with big runs in that possession. As the Bobcats, Elliott Kirby on to kick it away, our WB Green kickoff. Back deep, Slade Norris. One of the deep backs, and it'll be angled away from him towards the sideline and picked up by the far back on the far sideline. I think that might have been Decker Davis or Jamal Wiggins, possibly.
And we've got a flag on the field. Get about the 29-yard line.
Had a few of those. Connor Leplon, the special teams play for the Bobcats. The Blue Devils leading 10-7. We'll have possession, but they're going to be backed up a little bit here.
Number 24 on the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. First and 10.
Jordan Abram on the return that time. Let's see where they actually place the ball down. Inside the 20. Blue Devils have scored in their last 2 possessions. A touchdown, 67-yard catch and run by Blaze Taylor, and a 22-yard field goal. They'll take over here at their own 17-yard line. 11-19 left here in the first half. 2 wide to the right for the Blue Devils. Everson takes the snap, hands it off straight ahead to Martin, and he'll get short yardage off the left side. Preston Daniels, first there for the Bobcats. About 4 on that first down carry.
Science and information relayed to me by Tom Hannon, science teacher at Cambridge High School. The International Space Station.
Second down, call it 6 for the Blue Devils again. 3 wide, short to the right. Everson takes the snap again, finds Martin. He'll break it to the left side, trying to get around the corner, and unable to break free of the Bobcat defensive end, Connor Lepla. King Connor Lepla, named the homecoming king prior to the game and playing like it right now. A couple of big stops tonight. Holds Martin to about 1.5 yard gain, so it's going to be 3rd and 4. Big play here for the Bobcat defense to get off the field and get the offense back out there since they were so successful.
And again, if they can get a stop here, should give them pretty good field position.
Blue Devils will spread the field. 1 wide to the left, 3 to the right. Everson, 3rd and 4. Hands off again to Martin straight ahead, and he is wrapped up immediately. Again, coming off the edge for the Bobcats. Jad Mahari coming off that defensive end spot. He got there before Martin could get his feet going, and that's going to bring up 4th and about 2. So Gibbons back in punt formation once again. And Trent Valentine standing at his own 40-yard line. Wind looks like it's died down a little bit now. Good snap. The left footer gets it off. High floating kick. Again, Valentine calls for the fair catch, and he takes it at about the Cambridge 47-yard line. So 10-7 our score. The Blue Devils on top of the Bobcats with good field position again and a chance to cut into that lead a little more. Cambridge's 5th possession of the night coming up here. Bobcats have had to punt it once. They've thrown 2 interceptions and then a 11-play drive, and their last possession 4 touchdown to draw to 10-7. This drive will start at the Bobcat 47-yard line. Alshire wide to the right. Lepla, Trent Valentine to the left, and Alex Valentine in the slot to the right as well. Tuttle in the backfield, takes the handoff to the right, trying to get to the edge, turns it up 45, 50, and out of bounds in Blue Devil territory. J.C. Curtis on the stop, but a good first down carry. If you can get 5, 6, 7, as Tuttle has been doing on those first down carries, that makes the play call a little bit easier.
He's showing real good quickness to get to the outside. It just seems to have a little more speed than what the Blue Devils do at the corners.
Give him about 5.5 on that carry.
How do I write that down in the stats? 5.5.
5.5.
Okay. Just checking.
From the Blue Devil 48-yard line. Again, same play. Tuttle's getting the outside right. Makes a nice cut up the field. First down and more inside the Blue Devil 40-yard line. Tuttle going laterally that time, planting his foot in the dirt and getting it up the field, north and south. And that'll move the sticks. Abram on the stop for the defense. That's the same play they scored the touchdown on. A little lateral handoff there and finding the spot to cut it back. The Bobcats doing a nice job of sealing everybody else inside and making a nice seam there. 1st and 10 from the Blue Devil, 38. Bobcat running game has come alive tonight. Tuttle again, off the left tackle this time. Tougher yards, but he'll get positive yards inside the 35. Down near the 34. Pick up a 4 on that first down carry. Gage Barnett with the tackle. The Cats mixing it up here a little bit inside outside, but they've really stayed with the run. Donovan Stewart there as well.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well,
keep doing what's working for you.
You know, if you've thrown the ball a couple of times and gotten it picked off, you may. And that's the thing with Kearns. He's a little bit shorter, and that defensive line pretty tall. Blocked a couple of passes early. They'll run the option left side. Pass pitched out behind Tuttle, but he'll make the cutback. Nice jump cut. And he'll squeeze forward inside the 30, close to that first down marker. Wow. Tuttle did a lot of work that time. Decker Davis on the stop, but he had to reach behind him to pull in the pitch, and then he made a couple of nice moves to get away from defenders. And that does indeed move the sticks, 1st and 10. So Tuttle checks out for the Bobcats, and coming in, Mason Long, 6-foot senior for the Bobcats, 180-pounder. 4 wideouts for the Bobcats. Handoff. Faked inside. Kearns on the keeper, takes it to the corner. And Davis there again for the stop, but not until Kearns gets positive yards again down to the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 5. Bobcats showing some quickness here. They're just out quicking the Blue Devils right now.
Good ball handling, too, by Kearns back there, because a lot of times it's hard to tell who has the football.
Yeah, give him 6.
The play before, I tell you what, Tuttle did a real nice job reaching behind him to get that pitch.
That was, yeah,
they've shown really good athleticism here.
Long stays in the ball game. He'll be flanked to the right of Kearns. 2nd down and 4. Long this time takes the handoff to the left side. Big push up front to the 20, down to the 15. The Bobcat lineman getting the job done that time. Big push up front as Long wasn't touched till he got inside the 20-yard line. Decker Davis again on the stop, but that moves the sticks again, and the Cats have had 2 methodical drives here as Tuttle checks back in. Long heads back to the sideline. He did his job. Down to the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Left side of that Bobcat line, getting it done. Kobe Berger, Garrett Dostal up there, moving bodies. Again on the keeper. Kearns to the left side to the 10, to the 5. He's going to take it in. And the Bobcats take the lead. Kearns again, riding it in there. And he faked it to Tuttle going to the right, breaks it back to the left side. And from 14 yards out, the Bobcats take the lead. A mistake-free. That's 2 drives in a row, back-to-back. Mistake-free.
And all but one play has been on the ground.
Kearns from 14 yards out. And Kirby on for another extra point attempt. He's set. The snap is there. The hold is down, and that kick is up. And it is true. 14-10. Bobcats come back to take the lead. 14-10. We'll be back right after this.
14.
.6:23 left here in the first half, and the Bobcats coming from behind a 10-point deficit. The Cats have scored back-to-back touchdowns. The most recent, Cooper Kearns' 14-yard run. The Kirby extra point was good. And again, another impressive drive for the Bobcats, set up by good field position near the 50-yard line.
And those last 2 drives have been all on the ground except for one pass completion to Valentine.
WB Green kickoff coming up here. Kirby getting the orange shoes a little workout here in the first half. And again, kicks it down the hash. This is going to be taken by Slade Norris at the 14. Brings it up the left hash to the 20, 30-yard line. Still on his feet, short of the 40. Before he's finally brought down. Bobcats special teamers on the stop. Helio White and Trayvon Jeffrey. The Blue Devils behind for the first time tonight.
We're halfway through the second quarter, and the Blue Devils are still looking for their first down of the evening.
Yeah, they've had a couple of touchdowns, a long pass play, and then a field goal. But a couple of scores there. Start this drive with their own 38-yard line. Everson out of the shotgun. 1 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Hand off to Martin off the left side. Trying to get to the edge. Does. Turns it up the left side. Still on his feet. Breaks away. And down the left sideline, and again, a diving tackle. This time Trent Valentine from behind. Brings down Kane Martin, and looked like he was stacked up there for a short game, but worked his way off. And Martin checks in at 5'8", 206 pounds. He is the proverbial bowling ball, if you will. And where do you grab a hold of a guy like that, right? Nowhere, apparently. Now there's your first down. And the Blue Devils now at the Bobcat 19-yard line.
Bill, I couldn't tell who it was, but out there on that right corner, he just ran over top of somebody, lowered the head.
Yeah, not that you don't want to tackle him high, apparently. Same formation. Faked inside, pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage again. Lepla up in the air to bat that one down. Intended out the left flat for Robbie Bruce. Good coverage by the Bobcats, but coverage doesn't matter when you got a 6'3" guy can get his hands up like that.
That's the second pass deflection for Lepla tonight.
So 2nd and 10, 5:46 left here in the first half. 14-10, Bobcat with the lead. 3 wides to the right, actually 2, and now 2 backs flank Everson in the backfield. He'll take the snap, hand off to Martin, going to his left, bounces it to the outside again. Bobcat defensive back come up, lower their head this time and bring him down, but not until he gets inside the 15-yard line. Trent Valentine and Trayvon Jeffrey up there to make that stop. So 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devil. Once Martin gets ahead of steam, he's tough to bring down.
I was going to say in that last possession when they stopped him on three straight runs, they were able to get to him before he had a chance to get that head of steam going.
Martin again in the backfield along with Norris, 2 wide to the right. Everson, as the Bobcat show blitz, drops back to pass, and the flags come in. There was movement
procedure
on the Blue Devils. Cambridge jumped up into the gaps that time. They were coming, and that movement caused a little flinch on the Blue Devil offensive line. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Zanesville. 5:04 left here in the first half. 14-10 Cambridge. So back to now 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 5, you figure a couple running plays, you might get it. Now 3rd and 10, changes the play call.
They've not been very successful throwing the ball so far this evening, other than that little middle screen that went for a touchdown.
Church and Taylor wide to the right. Back to pass, and there is that pass, and Everson just caught it and zipped it through everybody as he was trying to hit Taylor on a slant play, and that ball was uncatchable by anybody. So it will be 3rd, or check that 4th and 10, and the Blue Devils maybe outside the field goal range. This would be about a 37-yarder. They will opt to go for it on 4th down. 2 wide to the right, 2 backs flank Everson in the backfield. Maximum protection, takes the snap, rolls to his right, gets to the corner, stops now, and he'll have to tuck it and run. And he's not very quick of foot there as he kind of hesitated up the field, got to about the 15, and that's going to turn it over on down. Trent Valentine on the stop, but he kind of took a couple stops, stopped, looked around, took a couple steps, stopped, looked around.
Unlike Cooper Kearns of Cambridge, who when he makes that cut, he's gone.
He is gone.
He puts that foot down, plants it, and he's off to the races.
So the Blue Devils, after what looked like a promising big run, turn it over on downs, and with 4:31 to go, the Bobcats have the ball in the lead, 14-10. They'll start this drive from their own 15.
You mentioned it earlier, that 5-yard procedure penalty made a big difference right there because he picked up 5, and without that penalty, that'd have been a first down.
Yeah, you're probably thinking you handed it off to Martin a couple of times, and he gets the first down. There, they have to throw the ball, and didn't turn out so well. 3 wide for the Bobcats. Handoff, Tuttle straight ahead. Makes a nice cut at the line, 20, 25, and out near the 26-yard line. Tuttle may have moved the sticks here. Indeed did. One play and a first down is Slade Norris on the stop. And Tuttle showing real good quickness between the tackles that time.
I've got him 13 carries for 71 yards already on the evening.
Having a big night. And the Bobcat offense, they struggled early in the year running the ball. But tonight and last week, it started to gel a little more. 3 wide to the left.
Tonight.
1 to the right for the Bobcats. That's Johnson. And Tuttle again on the handoff. Off the right side, big hole again out to the 35, 40-yard line. Move the sticks again. First down, Cats. Wow. Into the secondary where Jordan Abram made the stop, but got 2 carries all the way from the 15 out now over the 40 to the 40, or right on the 40-yard line. don't need to throw the ball when you're
not when you're picking up 12, 13, 14 yards per carry.
Once again, the Bobcat offensive line getting it done up front. Double wides each way for the Cats. Spreads the defense out. Again, straight ahead. Goes Tuttle. Breaks it to the outside. 45-50. Jersey's on the ground for the Blue Devils. Tuttle on his feet at the Blue Devil 32-yard line, where he's finally run out of bounds by Andrew Everson. But again, a huge carry that time for Tuttle, as he's now probably approaching the 100-yard mark, and the Cats get Connor Lepla limping to the sideline there. Lepla, a two-way starter for the Bobcats. Looks like he might have gotten rolled up on an ankle there, making a block on the outside. 32-yard line, 3:27 left here in the first half. Bobcats trying to score in their third consecutive possession. Kearns with Long in the backfield, hands it to Long, trying to get outside left, cuts it back to the 30, inside the 30, falls down near the 25-yard line. So a nice first down carry that time. A little change of pace back as Mason Long picks up about 7 or 8. Giving Tuttle a little bit of a breather.
He's earned it.
He has earned it. Gage Barnett on this stop. Tuttle getting a little water and oxygen on the sideline. We'll get ready to head back in. Second down and short. Kearns on the keeper straight ahead. Started off the right, breaks it back to the left to the 20 and steps out of bounds near the 16 as he ran out of real estate. Donovan Stewart there to make sure he went sideways, and it gives the Cats another first down. Their last 3 possessions, the Cats have put up 3 first downs, another 3, and this is their 4th first down in this possession as the Cats' ground game chewing up yardage here in the first half.
That's 72 yards on 7 carries so far for Kearns.
This drive started at the Cambridge 15-yard line with 4.5 left on the clock, 2:45 now. They're at the Blue Devil 15. Kearns on the keeper, fake the pitch, kicks it up the field. He'll get it down to about the 15 from the 17. Will Geralds on the stop that time from the defensive end spot, gain of 1. Yeah, my play call is, hey, find Tuttle and hand him the ball.
Really?
He has had a good first half.
Kearns probably should have pitched that one that time because he had Tuttle to the outside.
3 wide to the right. Tuttle offset to the right side. He'll take the handoff to the left side, cut it up, 15. Lower the shoulders down to about the 12-yard line and keep that clock running. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Shah Lahudi on the stop for the defense. You know, the defensive interior for the Blue Devils goes 248 and 284. And you can clearly see why the Bobcats aren't running it straight ahead as they face third down and about 6 here. Need to get to the 7-yard line.
Tuttle's quickness, you just need that little slimmer.
Handoff, Tuttle to the left, has to break a tackle in the backfield, and he's not going to get it done that time. Russell Harris there to wrap him up before Tuttle could get to the edge, and that'll drop the Bobcats all the way back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 4th down, so the Cats able to stop the Blue Devils on 4th down just moments ago at their own 15. The Blue Devils trying to turn the tide here and stop the Bobcats on their 15. 4th down and 9. And the Bobcats letting as much time run off the clock as they can here. They'll burn a timeout with the play clock down to about 1. Cambridge will burn its second timeout and talk over the situation on the sideline. We will too. You talk amongst yourselves, we'll talk amongst ourselves. 14-10, Bobcats on top. We'll be back right after this. Back at McFarland Stadium after the Bobcat timeout now, leading 14-10. Coach Gunn has elected to go to Elliot Kirby, the Bobcats field goal kicker. They'll place the ball down at the about 32-yard line. Well, it'll be a 32-yarder at the 22-yard line. Be a pretty good sized kick for him a first-year football-style kicker. Good snap, hold is down, the kick is up. It looks long enough, and it is just off to the left. Just pulled it there. I thought he did too. So the Cats miss on the 32-yard field goal attempt, and they'll hand it back over to the Blue Devils.
It's kind of like when you hit that wedge. You know, you try to put a little bit more into it, and you have a tendency to pull it just a little bit.
You know what? I do that a lot. I could use a lesson. Maybe you could give me one tomorrow.
Yeah, before the outing.
Yeah, before the outing. You can give me one. That short game is killing me.
Kirby tried to put just a little bit more. You could tell by the way he kicked the ball. It wasn't natural, and just hooked it a little bit to the left.
Now the Blue Devils take over from the 20-yard line.
With only 56 seconds to go.
Let's see what they opt to do. 4 wides for the Blue Devils. Everson fakes it, passes it wide open down the sideline. There's nobody there in coverage. What for the Bobcats? Nobody. As Robbie Bruce is going to take it 80 yards, I believe.
What happened?
He lined up on the far sideline, and I'm not sure any of the Bobcat defenders even saw him.
PA said he's thinking that's the old lonesome man. He's not sure that he ever even came into the huddle.
Well, as the offense, now offenses come right to the field and they take the line from the sideline. And as he stepped on the field from the sideline, they never have to be in a huddle if you don't go in a huddle.
Wow.
So an 80-yard touchdown pass. And the Blue Devils shocked the Bobcats with 44 seconds left. Nolan, extra point attempt, is up, and it is good. And just like that, the Blue Devils retake the lead, 17-14. A one-play, 80-yard drive. And Robbie Bruce, that is the thing. It is a penalty if you're not in the team's huddle. But when you come on the sideline for the first play of a series, everybody's coming on the field. And every team now just comes on the field and they line up. That's a mistake by the Bobcat defenders of not keeping track of how many guys are on the field. I could see from here there were 4 wide receivers, but I'm not sure they could as they look to the far sideline.
What a shocker that is. You're thinking that the Cats are going to go in here 14-10, halftime lead.
Yeah, 44 seconds remain now in this first half, and the Blue Devils have everybody buzzing a little bit, huh? So Robbie Bruce.
The deceiving thing here is Zanesville's up 17-14, and really the Cats have controlled the football for probably about 80% of this first half.
You may look at the yardage at halftime and say, it's pretty even, and the score is pretty even, but the Bobcats have certainly controlled the pace of play and the clock. WB Green kickoff coming up here. Dolan from the right hash. If the Bobcats get a good return here, they may be able to get something going. Dolan approaches. He'll line drive this one. It bounces at the 25, takes a hop. Picked up by one of the up-backs. That's Alex Valentine. Brings it across the 30 to the 34. So let's see what the Bobcats opt to do. Cambridge started the game with the ball, so the Blue Devils will have it to start the second half. Jamal Wiggins on the stop on special teams. 39 seconds left. Well, the Blue Devils didn't sit on it.
No, they did not.
Well, the Bobcats.
But the pass that they threw was a pretty safe pass.
Yeah. Cats will spread the field here, and the Blue Devils will count them out and cover them up. 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right. 1st and 10. For the Bobcats from their own 33, handoff straight ahead to Tuttle. And Tuttle gets it out to about the 35 before he's tossed backwards, and that may be our answer. The Bobcats will be willing to head to the locker room there. Russell Harris on the stop along with Curtis. Of course, the Cats had 2 passes tipped early in this game that led to Blue Devil score. And so you may not want to do anything crazy here to give the Blue Devils another chance.
I think Coach Gunn's going to be happy to go here in the locker room down by 3.
Indeed, I think they'll let the clock run down with just that one play, and we head to the halftime break at McFarland Stadium as we celebrate homecoming. We have a good one, and our halftime score is Zanesville 17 and Cambridge 14. We're going to take a break. On the radio side, you'll be able to check into the ONN halftime show, find out what's going on around the rest of the state. We'll get you caught up on local scores around the area as well. As we take a break, we'll be back with stats and scoring a little later on. 17-14, Blue Devils. We'll be back after this.
Cambridge High School Bobcat Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Whitesides of Cambridge, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, ABC Technical Services, and Doan Ford.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For experienced low-pressure sales, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
The halftime show is brought to you by Mr. Lee's Restaurant, 2000 East Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, serving delicious home-cooked meals.
Zanesville Blue Devils marching band. Our competition show this season is entitled Elvis. Tonight we bring you the second half of the show, which features the king of rock and roll hits, Hound Dog, Lovely Tender, Jailhouse Rock, and Can't Help Falling in Love with You. for our double acts. Tonight they'll swing it all the way back to the big band era with the hit originally recorded by Glenn Miller and his orchestra in 1941. Inspired by a small wood-running steam locomotive, this tune pays homage to the eastern Tennessee city most southbound trains passed through in those days. Here's Chattanooga Choo Choo. Thank you, everyone. And now please join us as we exit to On Blue Devils. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Zanesville Blue Devils marching band, which is under the direction of Kenny Ryan and Brian Kramer, with flight corps instructor Mikey Kamaransi, and the CHS Double X under the direction of Wayne Carpenter and Kenny Ryan.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your homecoming halftime entertainment, we proudly present the Cambridge High School Bobcat Marching Band. In honor of Queen Claire and King Connor and the rest of the homecoming court, the band will present movements 2 and 3 of their 2017 program, Welcome to Paradise City. The songs Patience and Paradise City were big hits for Guns N' Roses. Patience is from their second album, Lies, which was released in 1988 and rose to number 4 on Billboard's Hot 100. Paradise City was the third hit single from the band's first album, Appetite for Destruction, and peaked at number 5 on the charts. We opened tonight's show with a medley of Guns N' Roses, Patience, and Paradise City. Then we closed tonight's program with the only Guns N' Roses song to reach number 1 on the Billboard's Hot 100. Sweet Child of Mine, hit number one in the summer of 1988. We then segue into GNR 1991 cover of Live and Let Die, which was written by Paul and Linda McCartney for the 1973 Bond film of the same title and first performed by their band Wings. We feature junior tuba player Riley Martin. Here is Patience, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, and Live and Let Die.
At Whitesides of Cambridge, it's all about relationships. Sure, they want to sell you a car, but they also want to earn your business. The people at Whitesides of Cambridge are professionals and never stop training to stay on top of the latest in automotive developments. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Plus, every new Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in stock is priced at factory invoice or less, plus all eligible incentives and rebates. It pays to drive to Whitesides of Cambridge. Visit them online at whitesidesofcambridge.com.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Down Ford.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Down Ford.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. Just about ready to start the second half of play. 17-14. Blue Devils on top of the Bobcats as they jumped out to the Blue Devils jumped out to a 10-0 lead before the Bobcats made it 14-10, and then just before halftime, the Blue Devils shocking everybody in the stadium with an 80-yard touchdown pass to retake the lead. Went over some of those stats in the first half, but as you said, you start looking at them and you would think that the Bobcats certainly commanded the line of scrimmage, if not the scoreboard.
They absolutely did. I said, you made mention 203 yards rushing. That's almost half the total that they've had for the whole entire season. And the run game has been very impressive tonight for Cambridge.
Yeah, the Blue Devils have run the ball well, but they haven't thrown it well at all. So they've had that one long pass, and that was really just about the only pass play that they had of any success.
You're right. Again, the stats are a little deceiving. Ben Everson's 4 out of 9 for 155 yards, but that was on 2 completions. The first completion was only about a 5-yard pass, a little middle screen that went 67 yards, and the other was about a 10-yard pass that went 80 yards.
Yeah.
So
the Bobcats will start the half by kicking the ball off to the Blue Devils. Our WB Green kickoffs all night tonight, brought to you by WB Green Insurance. Back deep, Slade Norris, along with Jordan Abram. As Kirby approaches, he kicks this one in the direction of Norris. He'll take it at the 15, up the right hash to the 20, 25, trying to reverse field, and that was probably a mental mistake as he ran right into the waiting arms of Trayvon Jeffrey, and the Blue Devils backed up inside their own 25-yard line.
Jeffries has made a couple of nice special team plays here this evening.
He's shown pretty good speed, actually. He was
has.
the one that caught up with Blaze Taylor on that first long pass play.
He showed good discipline that time because when Norris went to cut back, he said he was exactly where he's supposed to be.
24-yard line is where the Blue Devils will start the second half. With this first possession, they'll put 2 wideouts to the left. Decker Davis, the slot to the right. And Kane Martin in a pistol set behind Ben Everson. And Everson will take a high snap, fake the handoff, flip it out in the left flat to Robbie Bruce. And he'll be chased down as he runs laterally towards the sideline. Alex Valentine there on the stop for the Bobcats. Bobcats have shown good speed in their defensive backs on the outside, and may actually have a step or two on the Blue Devils receivers there, but
and that doesn't happen all the time.
No.
But it's kind of obvious tonight that they do have that advantage.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils, and they'll send twin receivers out to the right. And Martin flanked to the right side of Everson. Cats creeping in, showing the blitz. The handoff inside to Martin. And there was nothing there as he tried to slant off the left side. Lost a yard, maybe 2.
Nice job by the entire Bobcat front that time, jamming everything up inside. No running room for Kane Martin that time.
Connor Lepla, Preston Davis on the stop, and it's 3rd and 9. And this is exactly what the Bobcat defense wants to do, is put the Blue Devils in an obvious passing situation. Everson has not been consistent with his passes as he puts a man in motion. They'll run the quick sweep, and the ball dropped, and then their ball carrier dropped. Trent Valentine dropped the ball carrier that time, which was, I believe, coming across Blaze Taylor. And he put the ball on the ground, and as he picked it up, Valentine was right there to planning for about a 4 or 5 yard loss, and it is going to be a punt situation. So Gibbons comes on to punt the ball away. Valentine back at his own 40. Gibbons high snap and nearly had that one blocked, but it comes up way short. Takes a Blue Devil bounce just across the 50. Still bouncing inside the 45. And Kobe Berger, who's blocked a couple of kicks already this year, including one last week, was very close to getting that one. And the Bobcats will enjoy pretty good field position here, down by 3 points, 17-14. 10-22 remains here in the third period. Amber will take over at their own 43.
See if the Bobcats can get that momentum back running the football like they had the last quarter and a half.
What kind of adjustments the Blue Devils have made on defense. They've got a 4 down man front, 3 linebackers and 4 DB. They'll hand off near side to Tuttle. Breaks 1 tackle and carries another defender with him out across the 45 to near the 47 before Slade Norris finally swings him down. That's a pickup of about 4. The wind looks like it's picked up A little bit more intensity as all the flags flying pretty much from the west to the east.
It looked like that Zanesville had 4 down linemen that time defensively. I think most of the first half they just had 3, so maybe that's one of the adjustments that they're going to make here in the second half.
Cats put 3 wide to the right side. That's their wide side of the field. And they'll run the option that way. Pitch out to Tuttle, trying to get to the corner. Cuts it up at the 45, then cuts back inside out near the 50-yard line and slips it into Blue Devil territory close to the 49. He took a good shot that time when he made a cutback, but stayed on his feet. Jordan Abram on the stop, but brings up a makeable 3rd down situation for the Cats, 3rd and a long 2.
A lot of that gain right there was just determination on Tuttle's part.
He's done well at stringing the play out and then making a cut and getting it up the field tonight. That's how he scored a touchdown earlier. Cats will spread the field here. 2 wides quickly to the left. Play clock running down. They'll take the snap, back to pass, and the pass completed to Trent Valentine in the left flat as Kearns found him on a quick hitch. And that's going to move the sticks again. Slade Norris on the stop. But when the Cats have had to, and they've changed it up a little bit, they go to their go-to man. And Trent Valentine tonight, a couple of catches, both for 1st down. So that'll move the sticks and give the Bobcats a fresh series of downs now at the Blue Devil 38-yard line. And certainly 4 down territory for Cambridge, who trails at 17-14. 3 wide to the right. Tuttle in the backfield. And they'll fake it to him. Kearns on the keeper, slips past 2 tacklers, makes a 3rd guy miss and drags him inside the 35 to the 34. The Blue Devils kind of had that play sniffed out, but they couldn't stop Kearns as Donovan Stewart came up from a DB spot to hold him down after a 4-yard gain.
Kearns and Tuttle both do a really nice job of making something out of nothing.
They can make you miss. 4 wide set for the Cats. 2nd and long, back to pass is Kearns. Looks down the left sideline, fires it down there, has a man, and just over the head of his intended target, and that's Trent Valentine. Again, that's one of those passes that young quarterbacks don't put quite enough air under it. As Valentine made a diving attempt inside the 5-yard line, but a little more air under that, and he'll just run under it and catch it in the end zone.
He was behind the secondary.
Yep.
Good play call that time.
Had his man beat. And so the Cats now face 3rd down and 6.
Valentine came to the sideline, no actual play. Seems like maybe on the dive to catch, to make the catch. Had the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
He landed hard and bounced a little. Kearns back to pass again. Look to the middle, fires it there. Has his man Tuttle on the middle screen, and Tuttle went to make a cut to get that 1st down, and he slipped down after a short gain. And the Cats are going to face now 4th down and about 4. Tuttle just trying to make a cut that he's done so many times tonight, and it's that time of the night. Jeremiah Holland's there to hold him down. That time of the night where the field, the dew hits the field a little bit, it starts to get just a little bit slippery. And why the Cats face a key 4th down play here. 4th and 4 from the Zanesville 32. 4 wide set. Tuttle in the backfield. And Kearns fires out in that left flat, and that is completed again to an underneath receiver. That time, it looked like Aaron Johnson, who pulled up on the outside. And there is a Blue Devil player down, Jonathan Lee, on the stop, but it was enough for the Bobcats to move the sticks again. So the Cats mixing in the run and the pass, and one of the Blue Devil defenders still down on the sideline there. Longtime Zanesville and Cambridge trainer Doug Smith comes on to attend to him out there. Smitty been around for a long time. He never had to switch colors, only emblems. 7-11 left here in the 3rd period of play. 17-14, Blue Devils on top. But the Bobcats have taken their first possession of this second half with 10:22 on the clock. It is now down to the 7-minute mark. And they have marched it down to the Blue Devil 23-yard line. They'll face 1st and 10 there with an injured player on the field. We'll take a quick timeout and come back right after this. Donovan Stewart, the injured Blue Devil on the play, gets up and slowly and gingerly is making his way to the Blue Devil sidelines. Must not be serious enough. He didn't have to be carried off, but he did stay down a little while.
Kind of walking pretty gingerly going across the field there. Been a pretty clean game so far tonight. Been a good football game between two longtime rivals.
Well, the Bobcats here are going to huddle up as they've come off the sidelines here and maybe change in the play call that they might go at his replacement. We'll see if they do that.
Cooper Kearns got to be feeling a little bit better about himself now, throwing the football. He's made 2 big-time third down completions to extend this drive.
1st and 10. Kearns indeed going to take a look down the field, fires it high into the end zone, has a man there and just out of the back of the end zone. Intended again for Johnston. Slade Norris in coverage there. That ball was thrown out of the back of the end zone, and probably a good throw by Kearns as the defense was not fooled. And everybody covered up pretty well. So it is 2nd and 10 from the 23.
Like you said, smart play, because if anybody's going to catch it, it was going to be out of the back of the end zone. So no chance of an interception there.
Cats will send 3 wide to the right. Alex and Trent Valentine. And they'll head out that way along with Bryce Hanel. Kearns looks that way. Now he'll tuck it and run to the 20. Drags a defender down to the 15. He had one guy to beat, and that's J.C. Curtis, who drug him down after about a 6-yard gain because he was putting it into the next gear and might not have ended till he got in the end zone. So it brings up 3rd and just a little less than 5 for the Bobcats from the Blue Devils 17.
That's 83 yards on the ground tonight for Kearns on just 10 carries.
17-14. Blue Devils. Cats trying to retake the lead. Kearns on the keeper to the left side. Gets the first down to Moore down near the 10 before he's finally run out of bounds. Again by Curtis. But that time the Bobcats just ran student body left. Kearns took the snap and followed all of his blockers, and that'll move the sticks again. The Bobcats' 3rd first down of this drive that started at their own 43-yard line. And the wind has certainly picked up a bit. The Cats are going into it, but mostly on the ground. Ball rests at the 11, so the Cats could still conceivably get another first down. Kearns in the backfield with Tuttle. 4 wide, takes the snap, rides Tuttle to the right, gets to the corner, and he is stacked up there. The Blue Devils got hurt a lot by that play in the first half. Zamari Matthews there with Jordan Abram to collar him, and a loss on the play back to about the 13 or 14.
You think maybe their coaches addressed that issue at halftime?
He got outside. He took the edge on him a lot in the first half, but they had a couple of guys.
Yes, they did.
They weren't giving him the corner, and they weren't letting him cut back. So 2nd down and 12 for the Cats from the 13-yard line. 1 receiver wide left, a bunch of receivers to the right. Kearns takes it himself, makes one guy miss at the 10, slips inside the 10 down to about the 7 before Slade Norris and Zarek Morgan combined to make the stop. That was the 12th play of the drive. Bobcats now have a 3rd down and 6. They use 2 plays here, or maybe go for the field goal. Kearns takes the snap, back to pass, looks in the left corner of the end zone, flushed out of the pocket. Now he'll go down all the way back at the 17-yard line. He had time, but I don't think he had a man. As Amari Matthews on the blitz there will tag him down, and let's see, the Cats are going to try another field goal attempt, and it's going to be from a similar spot that they tried one in the first half. So Elliot Kirby comes in. We saw him practicing these during halftime.
And he didn't make a 1, so maybe the adrenaline's flowing a little bit more right now than what it did.
This one will be just a little bit further outside the 22. Call it a 33-yard attempt. Missed on a 32-yarder from the same spot in the first half. Good snap, hold down. Kick is certainly long enough. And again, just pulled to the left. So both times he has missed pulling it to the left. And we surmise, because you're trying really hard to hit that ball hard.
Yeah.
You pull it just a hair. And both of them consistently have been to the left. So
again, he had enough on a kick for it to go through, just pulled it a little bit to the left.
So again, the Blue Devils will take over on their own 20-yard line, and this is the same scenario that set them up in the lonesome end play. And there he is again, Robbie Bruce, just inside the sideline this time. The Bobcats go out and cover him up.
I'm sure that's something Coach Gunn went over at halftime also.
4 minutes remain in this third period. The handoff will go straight ahead to Martin. He ran right into a brick wall of Bobcat defenders. Tyler Klein, the first hit, but then he got a lot of help inside. Conte and Alex Valentine, and Martin will be lucky to get a yard out of that. Kobe Berger, a piece of that one as well. Whenever you see somebody get stood up and driven back, it's usually the hammer. 3.5 left in the third period, 17-14, Blue Devils. Second and long for Zanesville, 3 wide to left. One-on-one coverage to the right. Everson will roll to his left. Under pressure, fires it out there and over the head of everybody. And he took a shot. Trayvon Jeffrey coming in there, laid him out. And it will be now third and long for the Blue Devils.
Again, if the Cats can get a stop here, should be able to get pretty good field position to start the next drive.
Clock stopped with 3:15 left here in the third. We've had no score in this third period so far. And the Blue Devils send 3 wide receivers to the right side with the ball on the right hash. That's the short side of the field. One-on-one coverage with a wide receiver way to the left. Everson will look to his right, pump fake it, then fire it down the right sideline and have a man. That's Blaze Taylor, who slips one tackler a second, and now he's going to be in a foot race down the sideline. And Trent Valentine, who was initially covering Taylor, got fooled on the play, and he's the one to catch up with him and tag him down. But Valentine was in coverage short. When the pump fake came, he jumped the ball, and that's when Taylor slipped behind him, and that is a huge play for the Blue Devils. So the Bobcats give up another big play, and that's about 3 tonight that the Cat defense has given up. And the Blue Devils have it at the Cambridge 25-yard line. I've got that as only the third first down that Zanesville's got.
I had to. You might be right. I just had that was just seconds what I had. I'm sure you're the one that's right there.
1st and 10. Handoff. Martin straight ahead. Powers his way down near the 20. Drags a defender inside the 20-yard line. I believe that's Yerian for the Bobcats. And a gain of about 6 on the play for the Blue Devils. So Martin able to get on track that time. And now the Blue Devils in the red zone with 2:17 and counting here in the third period, trying to extend their 17-14 lead. Got the wind at their back. Second and short. Again, Everson on the ride. He'll keep it. And probably should have handed off that time. Trent Valentine came up and planted Ben Everson. He'll lose about a yard on that play. And it'll be a big third down play now coming up for Zanesville. .140 left here in the third. Blue Devils with 3 wide to the right. Martin will step up and block, and it will be a screen pass off to the left side. Martin catches it, and he's taken down quickly. Kobe Berger there immediately to take
nice
Martin
play by
down.
Berger.
An open field tackle, and he just cut him down out there for a loss on the play back near the 22-yard line. And so now 4th down for the Blue Devils, and they will line up and go for it. Leading 17-14, they'll spread the field again. Everson takes the snap, drops back, looks deep down the middle, fires it there, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Blaze Taylor. And we've seen him catch a couple of those tonight. That one would have been a quick 6 as he broke across the middle, but it falls incomplete, and the Bobcats dodge a bullet there and get the ball back down 17-14. 57 seconds left here in the third.
Hit him in a bad place, Bill. Hit him right in the hands.
It did. As he broke across the middle, Everson put that ball right where it had to be. And it will be 1st and 10, the Bobcats. They'll start this drive from their own 22-yard line.
And if he's able to catch that, he walks into the end zone.
Yeah. He came, had a linebacker trying to cover him coming across the middle, and that was a a mismatch there. So the Cats trot on to the sideline, from the sideline. 3 wide receiver set to the left. Kearns in the backfield with Tuttle. Hand off to Tuttle, going to the right side, trying to get to the corner, cuts it up at the 22, and he'll fight his way out near the 25-yard line. Short gain on the play for the Bobcats. Cats have had success moving the ball, but they haven't gotten it in the end zone here recently. This is Cambridge, just their second possession of this second half after a 13-play drive earlier, ended on a missed field goal. 2nd down and 7. 3 wide to left. Kearns looks that way, throws it out there, completed to Trent Valentine. Takes it out across the 30, still fighting near the 33-yard line. That should be enough to move the sticks. J.C. Curtis there for the Blue Devils, and that will be another first down for the Bobcats. Their 14th first down of the night. And probably the final play of this third period. So we do indeed wrap up 3/4 of play here at McFarland Stadium. And the Bobcats trailing the Blue Devils 17-14. We'll be back right after this.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For experienced low-pressure sales, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Kearns takes the snap, hands it off to Tuttle right side, bounces off tackle to the outside. Gives ground, gets ground to the 40, 45, and finally knocked back after about an 11-yard gain. And once again, Logan Tuttle showing good speed and good power. Gage, Barnett, Jordan, Abram on the stop, but give Tuttle some kudos. He's got to be well over 100 yards now.
Or just like a jitterbug out there.
Play some music. Another first down for the Bobcats, number 15 on the night. Cambridge has dominated the line of scrimmage. They have controlled the running game, but they still trail it 17-14. 2 wideouts wide to left. Tight end into the game for the Cats. Handoff to Tuttle again to the right side. Tries to get to the corner, looks for the cutback, and he's able to squeeze a yard, maybe 2 out of it. Not a lot there. Again, Abram there to make the stop out in the open field. But that's a play the Cats had good success with in the first half. The Blue Devils have made a nice adjustment in the second half, and it hasn't been a big gainer for the Cats like it was early. 2nd and 9. 2 wide to the left. Kearns takes the snap, follows his man through the hole, then bounces it to the outside, gives ground, and he's going to be taken down for a loss. Amari Matthews takes him back about the original line of scrimmage and trying to use his speed that time to get to the edge, and there was just nothing there. So the Bobcats going to have to spread the field and look to the air again as Alex Valentine checks in with the play. The go-to guy most of the night has been Trent Valentine. Let's see where he's at. He will be in the slot to the right side with 3 receivers, 3rd and long. Kearns rolling that way, steps up in the pocket. He'll tuck it to run, still on his feet, and now finally the rush catches up with him. He'll go down for a sack as he gave up on that one pretty quickly as the rush got in his face. Gage Barnett there with the sack, and it's going to be 4th down. Just the second punt the Bobcats have attempted in the game tonight. They punted in their first possession, and now here to begin the drive in the fourth period. Alshire on to punt it away. Slade Norris back deep at his own 25-yard line. Good snap. Wobbly kick that Norris will call fair catch for at the 25. And the Blue Devils leading 17-14 will take over there with 9:30 left in the ball game, leading by those 3 points. The Cats have nobody to blame but themselves tonight. They've missed 2 field goals. They've thrown 2 interceptions, and they trail it by 3 points. So the line of scrimmage here will be the 26 of Zanesville. They'll go with 4 wideouts. Martin in the backfield, offset to the right of Everson. And now the Blue Devils once again will take a timeout, unsure on the change of possessions what they were going to do, so we'll burn it as well. 9:30 left to go in the ball game. 17-14 Zanesville. We'll be back after this. Nine and a half minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Bobcats and the Blue Devils as Bobcats celebrating homecoming tonight. Need something good to happen in that last 9.5 minutes to come from behind. Everson takes the high snap, hands it off to Martin, pops it through into the secondary off the right side and lowers his shoulder, and will pick up the first down out near the 38-yard line. So a good timeout for the Blue Devils. Whatever they had misaligned, they got realigned after that play. Aaron Johnson and Bryce Handel on the stop. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. 2 wide to the left again. 2 more set to the right side. Everson takes the snap, hands it straight ahead. That is J.C. Curtis, who checked in for Martin, and he'll get hammered down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there. Jad Mahari on the bottom of that pile for the Cats. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Blue Devils might be content here to run as much clock as they can.
That appears to be what they're trying to do here in this possession.
Well, the way the wind is blowing, the Bobcats are going to have the wind in their favor here. But they've got to get the ball back to make that worth anything. 4 wide set for Everson. Martin back in the ball game. Rolling to his left, Everson now flushed out of the pocket. He'll tuck it in and run, then flip it down the field. Nearly had it picked off by the Bobcats' Alex Valentine, and a flag came in late, right in the middle of that pile of bodies. That could be a hold. Or he might have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw it. He was very close to that 40-yard line where the line of scrimmage was.
They threw it in the middle of the field, which makes you believe it's a holding.
Yeah, that's where it is.
2nd down.
Now they will repeat the down and walk it back about 10. The bulk of
Bill, has been a pretty penalty-free game tonight. That's just 4 penalties for 35 yards for the Blue Devils. The Cats have just been penalized 1 time for 10 yards.
Blue Devils have not been highly proficient in the pass game, but the bulk of the yardage have come on 2 or 3 receptions. They face 2nd and 20 here. Everson takes the snap, drops back, steps up, fires it deep down the right sideline. Good coverage by the Bobcats. And battling for the ball back there, Bryce Handel for the Cats, and for the Blue Devils, it might have been Robbie Bruce there. And it looked like Bruce might have got a pretty good push in there at the end, but there was no call
for offensive interference that time. Bryce Allen, pretty good, or Bryce Handel, pretty good shape that time to possibly come up with a big pickup.
So 3rd and 19 now for the Blue Devils. Again, they'll send 3 wide to the right. Bobcats show 4-man defensive front. No blitz coming as the Cats drop back in coverage. Flush from the pocket Everson to his right, now throws it deep down the right side. It'll be a jump ball again. And let's see, who came down with it? Nobody. Again, Antle had good underneath coverage there as the ball was underthrown. And he jumped up and knocked it to the ground from Andrew Church, and it will be 4th down. And the Blue Devils will be forced to punt now for their 3rd time tonight.
Be interesting to see what the Cats decide to do here offensively, because the Blue Devils have done a pretty good job here second half shutting down the running game.
Cats have gotten close to a couple of these punts. To see what they elect to do here. Keep an eye on 59 for the Cats. Kobe Berger has blocked a couple already this year. High snap, and they're coming. And I think they might have got a piece of it straight up in the air, and it will take a Bobcat bounce, or a Blue Devil bounce, but picked up by Kobe Berger. And it will be Bobcat ball at the 40-yard line of the Blue Devils. That ball nearly went straight up in the air. I don't know if they got a hand on it, but the pressure certainly got to the kicker Gibbons, and he succumbed to the pressure.
Berger made me a little nervous right there with that ball rolling around on the ground.
He was chasing
He couldn't
around.
decide if he really wanted to pick it up or not. No.
It was like an Easter egg hunt. Exactly. He found one.
He was able to hold on to it, which is good for the Cats. They got real great field position here, plenty of time.
The Bobcats at the Blue Devil 40-yard line. 1st and 10, down 3 points, 17-14. And now a stoppage on the field here as we switch footballs, get the Blue Devil ball off the field, and the Bobcats get the correct one in there. 3 wide to the left for the Cats. Alshire, the lone wide out to the right. Tuttle will be offset to the left of Kearns. Option to the left side. Pitch out to Tuttle. Cuts it up to the 40. Breaks it back out to the outside. 35, 30. Still on his feet at the 25-yard line. And Logan Tuttle. Nice effort that time once again to weave his way through that Blue Devil defense down to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Bobcat. Abram again on the stop. And Abram at that defensive back spot has been very, very busy tonight.
Boy, Tuttle with about 3 change of directions that time. He is so elusive.
All the way to the 24-yard line on that 1st down carry. It is 1st and 10. With 7:24 and counting here in the 4th period, 17-14 Zanesville. Cats need points badly. Back to pass. Now it is a quarterback draw, and Kearns tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Russell Harris just got him by the ankle, or Kearns might have been off to the races there. He'll pick up about 4. Down to the 21.
That's all the Cats need right now. 3 or 4 yards every possession. Take a little time off the clock. Stuff that ball into the end zone.
2nd down. They'll call it 7. 2 wide to the right and the left. Kearns takes the snap, rolling to his right. Looks down the field, pump fakes it. Now stops. Makes one defender miss and lost his footing right about the 25 there to cover him up. 53. For the Blue Devils, Will Gerald. And that time Kearns was trying to make something again out of nothing. I think the defenders had his guys covered up pretty well.
It was good coverage in the secondary.
He had a 2-man route to his right and was rolling that way. And once that gets covered up and you're rolling that way, you've eliminated the other 2 receivers. So he tried to get something on the ground and lost his footing. It'll be a loss back to the 24. And the Cats face now 3rd and 10. 2 wide to the right, 2 more to the left. Kearns straight drop back, look to the middle, has the middle screen, completed to Trent Valentine, 20, 15, down to the 10, still on his feet, drags defenders inside the 5. That'll be a Bobcat 1st down and more as Trent Valentine single-handedly that time carried the defense into goal-to-go territory at the 2-yard line. I guess he's been silent for too long. When the offense gets stymied a little bit, you got to find number 11. And the Cats will bring in their heavies here. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. The wide receivers have done their job.
Good job, too, on that pass play, on that little screen play by Cooper Kearns. Waiting as long as he could before he released the football.
Toss sweep, right side. Tuttle cuts up, and he'll be swung down around the 2-yard line. And no gain on that play as the Bobcats brought in the big guys and then tried to run it to the outside. Kearns hustles over to get a play. The Cats will not want to make any substitutions here. They got Jordan Erie into the game. couple of tight ends. You're going to pound this thing in the end zone and try to take the lead down 17-14, under 5 to play. Power I backfield set. Hand off to the deep back. That is Tuttle. Goes in behind the guys and in to the end zone. 2 yards out, the Bobcats retake the lead with 4:47 left to go in the ball game. The extra point stands in the way of a 21-17 lead. First score of this second half for either one of these teams. So Kirby comes on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, holds down. The kick is a low liner that he pulls to the left again. So Kirby in a bad streak here, the Shanks. But the Bobcats have taken the lead. They lead at 20-17. We'll be back right after this. McFarland Stadium, your Ford Tire and Service scoreboard update. Now 20-17 Bobcats. So the Cats, good defensive stand, get good field position, take advantage of it. And Logan Tuttle, his second score of the night. This one from 2 yards out. And the Cats missing the extra point though, and that 3 points. How many times are we going to look now? And 2 missed field goals, the missed extra point, and that 3-point game now leaves the Blue Devils within shouting range. WB Green, kickoff coming up. Kirby with the wind at his back, boots it down the right sideline, takes a bounce and picked up at the 12-yard line. Coming up the left sideline is Decker Davis, and he'll get it out across the 30-yard line near the 35-yard line. So the Blue Devils there check that. That was Jeremiah Norman on the return. So the Blue Devils find themselves behind for the first time in the second half, and only 4:40 left to go in the ball game. They'll start this drive from their own 36-yard line. And almost that time of game where you have to throw the ball. Something they've done sporadically successful tonight. They'll spread the field, 2 wide to the right, 2 to the left. Martin, flank to the right of Everson, 1st and 10. Everson takes the snap, hands off straight ahead to Martin. Bangs into the middle of that defense, spins away from tackler Jordan Urian, hanging on, and he'll go for a little ride there as Martin carries him out across the 40 to about the 43. Blue Devils can't believe that, he got about 7 on that play. So
that's all on Martin too. He was hit pretty hard right at the line of scrimmage. Good effort by that young man.
3 wide to the right this time, 2nd and short for Zanesville. Martin again. Flank to the right of Everson. High snap. Everson has to go up after it. Fires it out in the right flat. Completed out there, and the tackle made immediately by Trent Valentine. Blaze Taylor, the receiver, but boy, he got rocked by Valentine immediately, and then several other Bobcats came in to clean that up, but that was just enough for the first down. And that play nearly blown up by the high snap right away. Everson did a nice job of just corralling that. So 1st and 10. Just short of midfield. 3 wide to the left for the Blue Devils. Everson takes the snap, looks to his right, fires it on the slant out there to his receiver Church, has it up the right sideline, down the right sideline, and stepped out of bounds. And just like that, the Blue Devils are threatening. 3.5 minutes left to go in the ball game, and 3 plays from their 36-yard line. The Blue Devils have it 1st and 10 at the Bobcat 23. And that was just a quick strike out there to Church, who did a little 10-yard post and then cut to the outside. The Blue Devils again working some magic here late in the game. 3 wide to the left. One receiver to the right. Everson back to pass again. Lays it up down the right sideline as he had Martin on the wheel route coming out of the backfield and just throws that one out of bounds. Kobe Berger had that one sniffed out. He was going step for step with Martin. And it will fall incomplete. Stopping the clock with 3:29 left. Blue Devils pulling out all the stops here throwing, aren't they?
They are. They pretty good pressure by the Cat front that time, too, to force Everson to throw the ball a little bit sooner, probably what he wanted to.
Again, 3 wide to the left. That is the wide side of the field. Officials checking the clock to make sure it's right. And now they'll put a couple more seconds back on the clock. 3:31, and we're ready to roll. 2nd and 10 from the Cambridge 23. Blue Devils trying to retake the lead here. Pistol set, handoff. Martin straight ahead. No, Everson on the keeper. Gets to the corner, tried to put on a move. He'll get down to about the 16-yard line. Just a little shy of the first down. And the Blue Devils will face a 3rd down now. And about 3. 3:10 and counting in the game. They'll line up quickly. Direct snap here probably to Martin. He'll take it. Follow a running back through the hole. Have the first down and more. He'll push the pile all the way down to the 10. And that's a play they run a lot because they did it earlier in tonight's game from the goal line. So they may be right in that goal line set. 1st and goal to go now. As the ball on the 10-yard line for the Blue Devils. Mahari and Valentine on the stop that time. Let's see if the Blue Devils elect to continue to spread the field here or they'll go to that direct snap offense we saw early in the game. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol set. Everson with Martin deep behind him. Hands it off to him straight ahead. And he'll nudge it inside the 10. Garrett Dostal in there for the Bobcats. A gain of a couple. As the Blue Devils trying to manage the clock here, they'd love to do nothing more than score with no time left.
Cats may want to start thinking here for too much longer about taking some time out to save themselves a little bit of time.
Blue Devils in field goal range here, even though they're going into the wind. This is no more than an extra point at this point. 4 wides, Everson back to pass, looks to his left, has a man on the underneath cut, and that's going to be interference, yes. Logan Tuttle got beat immediately on the cut underneath by Robbie Bruce, who ran a quick slant, and he cut his legs out from under him before he could get to the ball. And so that penalty is going to give him an easy first down and half the distance to the goal. With 2:06 to go, the Blue Devils are going to edge a little bit closer and have a fresh set of downs to do it. That was an easy call for the officials as the Tuttle was out there on the island all by yourself.
And he had no choice. If he doesn't do that, it's
probably
6 for Zanesville.
Yeah, Bruce beat him quickly on the inside release, and Tuttle knew it. Hey, when you're a DB out in that situation, you got to have a short memory and forget about those things. 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right as they spread the field. Martin in the backfield. He'll probably get the handoff here a couple of times. Instead, Everson rolls to his right. He'll keep it. Tries to cut back, gets it inside the 5, down to 3, inside the 2, but not in the end zone. And the downs marker says 3rd down. Down to the 1-yard line.
That wasn't an automatic first down.
Apparently it was not.
Pass interference.
So 3rd down and goal to go from the 1-yard line. Martin and Everson in the backfield. 4 wide outset and movement up front by the Blue Devils is going to move them back 5.
That's huge.
That is a huge penalty after they have operated here with no mistakes. Now their officials are going to talk about it. Were they drawn offside? Can't get the ball a whole lot closer to the Bobcat end zone. Officials discussing amongst themselves here who that's going to go against. And the Blue Devil linemen were kind of clapping like it might go against the defense.
There was some movement in the Bobcat defensive front.
And one of the Blue Devil coaches was on the field. He thought they had a timeout. He was going to come out and talk to his players.
We have unsportsmanlike on number 59 on the defense. Half the distance to the goal
Third down.
Well, the
They've
Bobcats get called with
they
an
did.
unsportsmanlike call there. Apparently they yelled out the cadence of the Blue Devils or something like that made them jump off sides. And maybe if you get away with it, it's a great play. But the Cats did not get away with it there. So it's going to be a half the distance to the goal line, which moves the ball to about the half-yard line, and a first down.
They're still marking it.
Now the downs marker on the far sideline says third down. But I thought now the Blue Devils are going to take a timeout. We need to sort this thing out as well. Timeout, Blue Devils, with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in the ball game, and just a half a yard away from taking the lead here. We're going to stay right here. Cambridge has 3 timeouts remaining. The Blue Devils have 1 left. And they punch in the end zone. They're going to be up by 3, probably 4 points with about a minute and a half to go if they elect to do that right away.
And if they don't score on this one, of course, that brings up fourth down. I think it brings up fourth down because they're not sure about the clock.
Well, an unsportsmanlike penalty is a first down.
That's what I thought.
And that's what they called against the Bobcats.
But I know the scoreboard still has it as 3rd and 1.
And the downs marker on the far sideline says third down, which the scoreboard would reflect what the downs marker says because the officials control that downs marker. So the Blue Devils hustle out. They're going to go into a power I formation. Direct snap to Martin, and he'll power it in. That was no contest there as he takes it in standing up for the touchdown. 10 plays, several penalties, but the Blue Devils, with 1:26 to go in the ball game, retake the lead. They march it right down the field from their own 36-yard line. 64-yard drive in 10 plays. And Kane Martin in from a yard out. So now the Bobcats will have to come up with something special here.
Big extra point right here, too.
Yeah. 23-20. The score now, Dolan, an extra point away from making it a 4-point game. He'll get it up and through, and those extra points valuable now. 24-20, the Blue Devils tack on the extra point and lead it with 1:26 left to go in the ball game. We will be back for right after this. Back at McFarland Stadium, and a seesaw affair here. 24-20, the Blue Devils come back to retake the lead. They drive it 64 plays, or 64 yards in 10 plays. Kane Martin taking it in the final yard there as Bobcats gave up a couple of big plays in that drive. And the Blue Devils went to the air, but then used the ground attack on the touchdown. And now Cambridge has put themselves back in the corner again.
Probably the first legitimate drive that Zanesville's actually had tonight. Their other 2 touchdowns coming on big plays.
So the Cats now, with the wind at their back, 4 points down.
Almost forced now to put the ball up in the air.
Dolan hasn't kicked it deep. He's been down around the 15 to 20 yard line each time. See what he opts to do here on our WB Green kickoff. High end over end kick that's going to go to Tuttle right at the 15. He'll take it up the left sideline to the 20, 25, out to the 30 and slip down again. And that we've seen Tuttle slip down several times here in the second half. 1:21 remains in the ball game.
And the Cats need a touchdown. Field goal's no good in this situation.
3 timeouts belong to Cambridge, and they'll start this drive from their own 33-yard line. Cambridge has they have the offense and the players to do the quick strike here. They've got some good receivers.
They just not had very much luck with the passing game here this season.
Kearns hasn't had to throw it a lot tonight,
No,
but now he's probably going to have to. Just a 3-man rush for the Blue Devils. Kearns takes the snap, drops straight back, looks to the middle, fires it out in the left flat. That's completed to Tuttle up the left sideline. He'll take in the catch and get it out across the 40-yard line. Are they going to say he stepped out of bounds well before that? They did. He's back at about the 37. Clock stopped with 1:14. So he was the outlet pass on that one, was Tuttle. As Kearns grabs the play from the sideline. Cats face second down and 6 from their own 37. 3 wide to the right, 2 Valentines and an Alshire. Kearns rolling that way, looks out in the right flat, fires it out there, has Alshire at the 40, puts his shoulders down, dives ahead to the 45. That'll be a Cambridge first down, stopping the clock to move the chain. 1:07 left in the game. And they'll reset and wind the clock. Check that. And now the official was called timeout. The clock ran off about 7 seconds there. One official wound it into play. The other official stopped it.
Clock operator, hit 1:07 on the clock.
1:07 on the clock. We had one official signaling to stop it, another one signaling to start it. So they'll get 1:07 on the clock. That'll give the Cats time to get to the line of scrimmage, call a play, and here we go. 1:06 and counting. Kearns takes the snap. He'll roll to his left, gets to the corner, looks down the field, fires it out in the deep flat, picked off. Tried to go late to Trent Valentine, and the DB cut right in front of it. I couldn't see who it was. And the Blue Devils certainly celebrating that late pick. I couldn't see which DB that was. I'm trying to listen to see what other guys had to say there, but it's going to give the Blue Devils the ball at their own 48-yard line.
I think it was Slade Norris.
Slade Norris playing that safety spot, and he just read it perfectly. As again, Kearns rolling to his left, throwing across his body, tried to go a little deeper down the field than he probably should have. And the ball was in the air a long time, and that's going to seal the Bobcats' fate with 56 seconds left. The Blue Devils will probably be able to run this one out. They hand it off. And that'll be another penalty there, a face mask on the Bobcats as Martin had it on the sweep to the right side, and one of the Cats grabbed him the only place they could, and that was the face mask. And that'll move the Blue Devils deeper into Cambridge territory and
face mask,
allow that clock to wind down even more.
That's a 15-yard penalty, first and 10.
So a little frustration there certainly on the part of the Cats as they had a promising drive going, and again tonight, mistakes, as you said in our pregame, the team that makes the most of the mistakes tonight is probably going to be the loser, and that's been the Bobcats.
The Blue Devils have yet to turn the ball over tonight. The Cats have turned it over 3 times. 3
interceptions by the Bobcats tonight, and the Blue Devils have used them to turn the tide in this game. 51 seconds left in the ball game, and Zanesville leads at 24-20. We have a timeout on the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back at McFarland Stadium, and the Blue Devils are going to utilize Bobcat turnovers tonight to come up with their 3rd win, as they have it 1st and 10 at the Cambridge 40-yard line. Everson will take a high snap, hand it off to Martin straight ahead, and he'll get to the ground and keep that clock running. The Blue Devils may have to snap it one more time if the Bobcats don't use a timeout, and they do. As the Cats have earned the first of their 3 timeouts. Blue Devils picked up a couple on that, but again, it's kind of the the story of missed opportunities tonight, Mike Plasiak, is the Cats moved the ball up and down the field, got it into the end zone 3 times tonight, missed up on a couple of field goals, and they had 3 interceptions against them that just gave Zanesville too many chances.
You could almost call those missed field goals actually turnovers. Those were actually scoring drives. And so 5 turnovers, it's hard to win.
The last several years, the Bobcats have had experienced and exceptional kickers. And sometimes you don't realize how good you got it till you don't have it anymore. That they've got young kickers this year that haven't kicked in varsity action before, and you know, trying to pick it up on the fly, it's a little bit difficult to hit that oblong ball.
So the Cats only have the ability to stop the clock here one more time.
45 seconds left. Everson hands off again to Martin, pops it through to the secondary and all the way down to the Cambridge 20-yard line, and that one is going to be the exclamation point. Taken down back there by Alex Valentine and Tuttle, or he takes that one to the house. That will give the Blue Devils yet another first down and allow that clock to be wound into play. They'll just have to take a knee, really, at this point. I don't know if the Bobcats are going to use that final timeout.
And that puts Kane Martin at over the 100-yard mark. For the night. 18 carries for 116 yards.
Had a couple of big runs tonight. And Everson will take the snap, take an knee, and that's going to do it. That'll be your final play of the game as the Bobcats battle back a couple of times tonight. Down 10-0. They took a 14-10 lead, then down to 20-17. They came back, or actually 17-14, took the lead at 20-17, but could not hold on to it. A late Blue Devil touchdown holds up, and your final score tonight, the Zanesville Blue Devils knock off the Bobcat 24-20. Stay tuned. We'll have our post-game report, wrapping up all the scoring from other area scores. We'll have the stats and scoring of this one when we come back right after these messages.
At Whitesides of Cambridge, it's all about relationships. Sure, they want to sell you a car, but they also want to earn your business. The people at Whitesides of Cambridge are professionals and never stop training to stay on top of the latest in automotive developments. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Plus, every new Buick, Cadillac, and GMC in stock is priced at factory invoice or less, plus all eligible incentives and rebates. It pays to drive to Whitesides of Cambridge. Visit them online at whitesidedsofcambridge.com.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium here. Post-game action brought to you tonight by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. Final score, Zanesville 24, Cambridge 20. A game that went back and forth. The Blue Devils got out on top first. Blaze Taylor, a 67-yard pass from Ben Emerson. The kick made it 7-0. Just a 3-play drive, but the Blue Devils struck first and then second. Gabe Dolan, a 22-yard field goal late first period, made it 10-0 before the Bobcats finally got things rolling. Logan Tuttle from 3 yards out would cap off an 11-play, 75-yard drive, 10-7 Zanesville, and the Cats would take their first lead of the night at the 6:23 mark of that second period. Cooper Kearns taking it in, using his legs from 14 yards away, 14-10. Just before halftime, but disaster struck with 44 seconds left before the first half ended. An 80-yard lonesome end pass play, Robbie Bruce from Everson, and just one play there, and the Cats were shocked going into the halftime break, down 17-14. Cambridge would retake the lead late fourth period with 4:47 left to go. Tuttle's second touchdown of the night from 2 yards out. The extra point was wide to the left. 20-17 remained the score. The Cats on top once again, but the Blue Devils will gather themselves and march 64 yards in 10 plays. Kane Martin, the final yard, made it 24-20 with just 1:26 left on the clock, and the Bobcats' final drive snuffed out by their third interception of the game tonight. The Cats missed on 2 field goal attempts as well. And for much of the game tonight, Mike Plasiak controlled the line of scrimmage, but could not make the points count on the scoreboard. As they were certainly game tonight and showed a lot of heart coming from behind a couple of times tonight, but couldn't make the stops when they had to.
You know, you have to give the Zanesville Blue Devils an awful lot of credit, Bill. It just seemed like that there towards the end of the second quarter that the Cats had all the momentum in their favor and had just missed that field goal. They were leading 14-10. You're thinking, well, that's probably going to be the halftime score. They pulled a lonesome end play, which was without a doubt the play of the game. And just like that, they go into the halftime with the lead. And then Cambridge takes the lead again with a little less 5 minutes to go in the game. You think they're in pretty good hands. And Zanesville puts together their only legitimate drive of the whole game when it was needed. And with 1:26 to go, got the game-winning touchdown. So
yeah,
you have to give them an awful lot of credit.
Yeah, Zanesville up to that fourth quarter. They went in the fourth quarter with only 4 first downs. Yeah. They had a lot of big plays, a lot of touchdowns. But in that fourth quarter and in that drive, they had 4 first downs in that go-ahead drive that ended up being the difference in the game. And certainly their defense made it stand up with a late pick there. Tough night for Cooper Kearns. He had a couple tip passes early that ended up getting picked off. But that one at the end of the game, he tried to force it in a little deeper into coverage. And you got to give credit to the deep backs there. They were laying back, waiting on it. And they picked it off, and that was all that it wrote for the Bobcats. They made a lot of good things happen tonight, but it didn't happen on the scoreboard.
Rushing-wise, I mean, when you look at the stats, it pretty much was dominated by the Cats. And Ben Everson, the quarterback for Zanesville, I had 9-19, 239 yards. But the deceiving thing there, most of that came like in 3 pass plays. One, a little 67-yard middle screen, and then the 80-yard lonesome end. There's 137 of your yards right there. So the Cats just unable to come up with a big play tonight when they actually needed it. And we said before the game started that turnovers would probably dictate the outcome of the game, and that's exactly what happened here tonight.
They had Logan Tuttle, Cooper Kearns. They both had outstanding games at different points running the ball tonight. Tuttle came into tonight's game with only 243 yards rushing on the season, averaging about 3.3 yards a carry, but he looked like he was the man on fire tonight.
I had him for about 155 yards total, somewhere in that area. But the big thing there, I think that the Zanesville coaching staff made some adjustments there at halftime because he had about 130 at the half.
Yeah, he was certainly
they held him down a lot more in the second half. So there were some adjustments made there defensively by the
certainly
Blue Devils.
It wasn't as much of a factor. Our post game brought to you by Valentine Insurance, and each week we have a play called the Drive of the Game, sponsored by Buckeye Tours. If you're thinking of taking a trip, call Buckeye Tours at 439-1977 or stop by their new office on Wheeling Avenue. And the Bobcats had several drives tonight. I look at my score sheet. They had an 11-play drive, a 13-play drive, an 8-play drive, 2 of those drives ended up missed field goals, but the 11-play drive early in the game, their first touchdown, got them in the end zone, got them within 3. They came right back after that with a 7-play drive for another touchdown. Those are drives of the game brought to you by Buckeye Tours. Our play of the game each week sponsored by Dirty Dog Pet Salon. If you need your dog groomed, take it to Dirty Dog Pet Salon in Sitting on Cochrane Avenue in Cambridge. And you already alluded to kind of the key play of the game just before halftime. Zanesville down a score behind after leading early, and they run the lonesome end play for a quick 80-yard touchdown that just took the air out of this whole stadium.
Because at that point in time, all the momentum was definitely in favor of the Cats. And everybody's thinking that they're going to be able to go in at the halftime leading 14-10, all momentum in their favor, and just like that, the tide turns on one play.
So certainly our play of the game brought to you by Dirty Dog Pet Salon and City. And, of course, each week, Carino's Pizza of Cambridge sponsors a player of the game. They'll get a large one-item pizza, 2 liters of pop. Carino's Pizza of Cambridge uses only the freshest ingredients. Call them at 432-2200. And, of course, you alluded to a little bit there. Logan Tuttle, 155 yards rushing. Great first half. Had a couple of touchdowns tonight. He will be our Carino's Pizza of Cambridge player of the game. Cooper Kearns, he also had some good rushes tonight. Threw the ball effectively at times when he had to, but a couple of times there forced it. And last week, if you watch Cooper play last week, he had a huge game, over 300 yards passing in a game where the Bobcats needed him to throw the ball. Tonight they didn't need him to throw it as much, but when they needed it, it needed to be effective. And the Blue Devils got a hand on a couple of them, tipped them, and, of course, the last one there to seal the deal.
In that situation, he almost has to, he's trying to make a play, so you can't fault him for that throw right there. He's just trying to make something happen. The Cats were running out of time, and they needed to get the ball down the field. And ill-advised pass, to kind of end the game for him.
Yeah, I've got the Bobcats unofficially with 18 first downs, Zanesville with 10, and I think 2 or 3 of theirs were by penalty. Those kinds of things. I'm sure coaches and fans are going to look at stat sheets and look at this and shake their head and say, how they miss that? How they lose that game? Well, a couple missed field goals, you miss an extra point. The little things like a missed tackle or a tip ball or something like that. Those don't all go in the stat sheet sometimes, but they make a huge difference in the game.
Well, because you've coached a lot also, that you tell kids when you have the opportunity, you need to take a team and put them away when you have the opportunity. Well, the Cats had that opportunity late in the first half, and they didn't take advantage of it, and they just gave Zanesville a little ray of hope. And with that big play there right before the half, the lonesome end, it allowed them to stay in the game and come out of here with the win.
You have to know how to shut the door on teams.
And
You're right.
They didn't do it today.
And both these teams. I mean, Zanesville kind of did the same thing with the Bobcats. They kind of let Cambridge control the line of scrimmage, and it looked like that was going to be the difference in the ball game as the night went on. But, teams that aren't experienced and veteran kind of teams that have a lot of guys coming back year in and year out are going to make those kinds of mistakes. They're not going to be consistent. And that inconsistency, you could see it both ways tonight a little bit, but those mistakes hurt Cambridge more than they hurt the Blue Devils.
You've got a lot of youth on both teams. These are young football teams that are getting better every week.
So the Blue Devils will move to 3-3 on the season, and the Bobcats will drop to 2-4. We want to thank Mike McKay back at the station there for engineering there. We want to remind you tonight, if you want to see the replay of this game, it will be on about 11 o'clock tonight. If we get it all wrapped up and back up at the station, we'll get it on online there so you can see the podcast of all the action there. Thanks to Amy Stillion there and Adam Green for hanging out here and taking care of that. Homecoming festivities tonight. Once again, we want to congratulate the Queen Claire Welsh and the King Connor Lepland as they reigned over the festivities tonight, and certainly as the weekend moves on. Final score again, one tonight, 24-20. Blue Devils come from behind late to knock off the Bobcats. For Mike Plaziak and the rest of the ABC Sports team, I'm Bill Kafuri. Good night, everyone.
Cambridge High School Bobcat football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Whitesides of Cambridge, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, ABC Technical Services, and Doan Ford. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.